Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Thunder Pod WWE Edition. I'm your host, Billy Sullivan. With me, as always, my mom's favorite podcast host. He is currently making grunting and jittering noises because he doesn't want to swear so much anymore on the podcast. Dave Linovich.
I'm trying to get into the bloodline, too. Just don't feed me after midnight. What a unique character, and for an adult, it somehow works.
Yeah, it still makes him scary. He's not as intimidating after he... They need Jacob Fatu to debut because they don't have a good wrestler in the bloodline right now.
Yeah.
And Jacob Fatu is very much a good wrestler.
Yeah. They're just not good, right?
They're not good. There's no good wrestlers in the faction.
There's not a lot of good in, like, without Paul Heyman, that is the LWO to me.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And Solo Sikoa was dressed exactly like Mr. Worldwide this week. And I couldn't stop thinking, like, why is Pitbull running the bloodline now? You were 1-62 over the last year and a half.
Yeah, not a...
And, like, in sprints, Tama Tonga is great. I like the way he's been presented in short bursts. Yeah. But when he has to wrestle a little longer, the stuff that I was talking about that I saw, I was like, not great. And the reason he does the grunting thing, I wasn't kidding. Like, he used to say fuck every 3 seconds in NJPW because you could just do that because it's not their language.
Right.
So every one of his promos was like littered with F-bombs. And now he can't do that, so he's like, silent would have been better. Like, it was better when he was like doing the Blanca kind of fired up thing.
Yeah, it seems like he always has 4 nicotine patches.
Yeah,
at all times.
Yes, but if they do eventually debut Jacob Fatu, he is pretty awesome. So
something's got to be awesome in that group because.
Well, Roman's return is going to be what's awesome.
Yeah, but they have to have the
something that's a danger to Roman because right now it feels like he would disassemble them if he came back. Like with Rock, maybe bring him back at the same time.
They have 3. They just signed 2 guys from New Japan.
Well, Jacob Fatu he's like Rikishi and Umaga's nephew, right. And he's an awesome wrestler. I'm sure they're going to put him in, and he'll be a real legit. He's like an Umaga guy.
Has Tongaloa fought yet?
Not here, but I've seen
here,
him.
Yeah, like in WWE. Like,
he's not great either. He's fine. Just like
these guys
Solo. He's fine.
What are they doing here?
I liked Tama until this week. I liked how he was presented and how dangerous he seems.
I like him.
Yeah, he's at least bringing energy.
He's a little entertaining. Right. I don't know what the other guy does.
The grunt thing made me laugh, and that's not what he was going for.
No.
So,
you just can't feed him.
The other dude, he does mediocre wrestling matches.
Oh, good. Good.
Solo's learning how to talk though a little bit. That's good.
I mean, he might as well because he's stuck in this leadership. Dude, that whole place has the vibe that. We used to have awesome management at our company, and like they both went off to start a new company, and like they're just promoting whoever was in middle management to run the company now. That's the exact vibe I have for these people.
It sounds like we're doing some fanfic where like Roman and Rhea went to start a company together.
Yeah,
like they left their companies to go start their own company,
and working on it.
The companies they left are just like drifting in the wind.
It's not great
because they don't have leadership there.
No. It's like in did you ever see The Founder about Ray Kroc?
Yeah.
So like how he would franchise all these McDonald's locations out, and some locations wouldn't abide, and they would serve like spaghetti and ribs. The Judgment Day feels like they serve spaghetti.
The spaghetti and ribs, yeah.
And the Bloodline feels like they eat all of the ribs. And they're just like, yeah, we're out. We're perpetually out.
You can still get spaghetti at McDonald's in the Philippines, Dave.
Can't you get it at the one in Chicago too? The world headquarters?
Because of the Filipino thing. Yeah. They bring the Filipino, especially now that there's Jollibees in America. That's one of the things that Jollibee is like, because sweet spaghetti is a thing there.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. Sweet spaghetti.
Yeah.
You are a wide receiver. You just ran crazy routes.
I want that to be my nickname now.
I'll find a way to shorten
Sweet
spaghetti.
Oh, right.
Like 3 podcasts from now on, introduce you after you forget about it. Introduce you to sweet spaghetti.
It's going to derail everything I got. You know what they call a Big Mac in France?
Well, yeah, would you?
I think it's a Whopper. I think they call it a Big Mac. Didn't they
They
call
call
it
it
a
a
Whopper with
disgusting
cheese?
burger, you fat American piece of
I
shit.
can't remember what.
And then they go, duh. What was the last thing?
Toi.
No. The one they chanted. Duh. Simplemente duh. Simplemente duh. Do. Simplemente duh.
I'm impressed you remember.
They said it a billion times, and it was my favorite crowd wrestling show like ever. You seeing the ghost that lives over
You
there?
see ghosts? Our mascot Rocky is barking into the middle distance. It's either a cicada or the ghost of a long gone farmer who used to live on this land.
Probably a cicada because I do. My house butts up against a goddamn forest preserve.
Yeah. We were kind of butts up against a forest preserve, if forest preserve means Everglades, because this show was in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes, it was.
Hell of a segue there. At the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. There were 10,197 tickets distributed. And this is a pretty big place. Like for concerts, 15,000.
Jacksonville's a good wrestling town.
Yeah. The last two shows that were ran, they were both AEW shows.
But were they at the Daly's place?
No, in this place.
Oh, in this place?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did anything in Jacksonville. It wasn't Daly's.
This is according to WrestleNomics. So, and they both ran in April of this year. And it was a Collision and a Dynamite. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Of course, this could be very wrong. I could have copied wrongly, but like neither.
No, Tony Khan probably did weird shit.
Neither show broke 2,500. That's irrelevant. Different product. But
put that at Daly's place, you dummy.
Yeah.
Those shows are great.
Yeah. Presented different. They feel special. Awesome. And the other thing that's we should probably address before we get to any lesser news is Natalya is discussing a contract extension with WWE.
Yeah. Like the 12th or 13th. She road agent or something. She has to do extra shit. Beyond her one good match every 2 years that makes us all go, oh, I forgot Natalya can wrestle.
I know her. I don't know, but I think her and her sister do some like modelly stuff because Natalya looks like
she is a sister.
She has a beautiful sister. Yeah.
Is she a wrestler too, or
no? She just her body's just wrestling to keep her clothes on because she's very fit and attractive. Yes.
She's got Anna Jay syndrome.
Yeah, but she doesn't look like she'd be good with kindergartners like Anna Jay does. Before this whole show started, we had a dark match with 2 Monday Night Raw.
Why are they doing this? They're like, we're not going to do cross promotion, but on the dark matches, we're going to make these motherfuckers travel because fuck them.
Dude, the dark matches were dope too.
They've all been great, but
there's
what the hell?
Awesome Truth versus JD McDonough and Finn Balor for the World Tag Team titles.
A title match?
On a dark? Oh, that's one of 2.
That happened on the other show too.
Sure did. Probably just
You're right. They're using them probably because the Gunther J one made sense then too. Is they probably wrestlers that haven't faced off ever. They want to make sure they have chemistry, so they put them on the dark match and the other show.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which sucks that they're traveling like very different parts of the country though. Like
you
think you'd be able to figure out a better way to do that. Do it on an NXT or something.
Extra check, another payday. So if that's the case, that means we're going to get Damian Priest versus Kofi Kingston because that was the other dark match for the World Championship. Okay. I don't hate that.
Kofi needs to win a world title again and keep it for a long time and not lose it in the worst fucking way ever. Yeah. Because it was so awesome that he won it at that time, and then that whole thing was just absolutely ruined by the way it finished.
The only other one I could think of that is as maybe that bad is Bret Hart losing. Nope. It would be Yokozuna losing at WrestleMania 9. Is Kofi worse than that?
Kofi's worse because that was had kind of political undertones. The big Nazi-looking motherfucker beating the black guy in like 2 seconds. Yeah.
It was also
after a groundswell of fan support is the only reason that Kofi, people got behind him and they just crushed him.
It was the debut of SmackDown on Fox as well.
I remember that.
Also, too, that match ended with Cain Velasquez debuting.
Oh, yeah, and he sucked ass at pro wrestling.
He was really bad at his job. But yeah, that was this is what the kind of SmackDown we're dealing with tonight. The opening saw...
before we get to the opening match, I have a question. Because I don't think I've noticed this before, and I don't know why. Maybe I'd always fast forward past the very beginning, but is it... Or maybe it's new. Is that narrator guy that breaks down all the shit that's going on start SmackDown always there? Because that was awesome.
No, and that
it sounded like a narrator for a book or something. And he was like telling me a whole story. I was like, ooh, this is nice and cozy. And now I know what's going on.
They're really good at, and there's quite a few of these hype packages and promos and recaps.
That dude specifically, whoever narrated that thing, I wouldn't call him like an announcer. He was a narrator. Like it sounded like he was doing voiceover in a movie.
Hopefully
he was awesome.
Start shows like that then.
Yeah, it's a great way to start a show. It like set up
like all of them moving forward.
Not a ton awesome stuff happened on WWE TV this week, but like it was at least nobody was confused because they like told us the story in a way without a better way than just showing Rhea Ripley's promo from the same show 3 more times later in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, because we can't forget about her. God forbid we forget about something and then when it comes back, we're surprised it's back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if they're still just running like MJF like ads this entire time?
Yeah.
On the other
show?
No,
it would be.
It's like, no, because when he comes back, we're
gonna go.
Roll up,
piss my pants and
throw them at the company.
I pop for people I don't even like. Triple H, when he came back, I was like, "You're the best." He's a fucking prick. I never liked him.
So we had that hype video that you just mentioned. We also saw that LA Knight beat Santos Escobar at a house show in Chattanooga, Tennessee last week.
Super.
Yep. And he advances in the King of the Ring tournament. We also saw on the same show that Tipe beat Michin. Michin?
I think you had it right the first time. Michin.
Just be M-E-A-M. Like, Michin means something. Like, it translates to something.
But her name's M. So.
Just be... Yeah, I don't know how to say it. It just reminds me of the Michelin Man. Then I think of the guy with the made of tires.
I'm pretty sure B.A.M. or it's probably like what's it called? She's married to what's his face?
Keith Lee.
So is Mia Lee now?
Fine. Fine. Be that. Michin is not a.
Now it sounds like it's hitting my ear weird. It sounds like you're saying meat chin. So like I'm thinking of like Sergeant Slaughter and his stolen valor, his big meaty chin.
It's funny. It all tracks so hard. It's like so much of my life felt like when you rooted for him for being like a legit soldier. And you're like, oh no, he just never served a day in his life.
Just a carny piece of shit.
But yeah, Tiffany Stratton beat Michin on the same house show. She advances in the Queen of the Ring tournament. They're showing a continuation of Bianca's knee injury angle, which I liked because that played into tonight.
The Bianca knee thing is almost like the Matt Jackson lower back thing, where she's been selling it for about 5 years. Yeah. Which I like. Like sometimes you got a bad back, sometimes you got a bad knee, and it's like MJF does it too. Yeah. His left knee is just the bad knee from football, and like it acts up on him. And Bianca does that with the knee, which is a very good thing to sell when you do a lot of power move that involve like putting people on your shoulders and shit, because it takes that away from your offense.
It also puts the element of doubt in when you're fighting let's say a Candice LeRae, for example.
Yeah, when you're like super dominant, you're the Bo Jackson of lady wrestlers. Yeah. If your ACL's fucked, then the other people have a chance.
I was also going to say that was my nickname in high school, but that's a stretch. The
Bo Jackson of lady wrestlers.
That's pretty funny. LA Knight is walking in, and then you see the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga Loa, and Paul Heyman walking in.
I almost want to call him a different name. Like the family or something.
Like the Plasma Line.
Because like it's not the Bloodline. The Bloodline was like Roman and Sammy feuding, and the Usos doing like interesting character stuff, and The Rock.
Where is the one Uso?
I think when Roman comes back, it'll be the two Usos with Roman. I think it's all going to be babyface.
I see.
Babyface City.
That means I got to cheer for Jimmy?
Like, not necessarily cheer for him. Like, cheer for the group, and Jimmy will be there too.
Sure. That's funny. It's like cheering for
It's like Randy Orton, most multi-mans. When I'm like, I like Kevin Owens, I like Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton's there too.
It's like hating a baseball team, but like, you know, you're a huge piece of shit, but you're from the town.
Yes.
Also, we have Jade Cargill and Nia Jax walking in. These are all split screens because these are all 2 event matches for later. I know. Keep the gas in. We got a match to talk about later. And then we have Randy Orton and Carmelo Hayes walking in.
Randy Orton, like a slightly above average match here. A good one last week and a slightly above average one here. It's like his best streak of all time.
He's doing well. He's very giving. Also, he's
become very giving, after he stopped shitting in people's gym bags.
And then I like that. That's the line of demarcation. For you. Like,
Well, 'cause, like,
it's like BC.
I just
and AD.
happened to hear like multiple different stories of times that he did that.
Yeah.
So he is the shit in your gym bag guy in my head. So I'm always gonna like reference.
I mean,
it.
that's fair. It's a very unique thing to be.
Imagine somebody like you open your gym and somebody shit in there.
Yeah.
I would want to stab a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
because those are clean clothes.
yeah.
Come
I
back
just
from
don't
a
want to like
workout.
see the shit, even if I have nothing else in there.
Yeah.
I got to throw my bag away now because there's shit in there.
Yeah.
Like,
It's an excuse to go buy a new bag, though. That's a fun day. Nice new bag. Cody is next scene walking on the ramp in the empty arena. And we now know that there's going to be a contract signing later tonight between him and Logan Paul.
a disappointing one, where they insinuated something not going to happen. It was the thing that made it exciting.
It was, yeah.
I still think it's going to happen, but
We'll chat about that. First, we have the Queen of the Ring qualifying match. Nope, I keep saying that every fucking week. Queen of the Ring
it's only
actual
been
match.
twice that you've said that, and the last time you said, "Oh, I keep saying that," and you had never said it before, and this was the second
I
time.
say it in my head a lot. I think about this all day. Bianca Belair versus Tiffany Stratton, 9 minutes and 53 seconds.
Kicked ass.
And like,
I wonder if Tiffany was suppressing the N-word. I don't think she's actually racist. I'm just going to keep making jokes about it. So.
It's we've been saying forever. These are the two best athletes.
Yeah, they listened to the
roster.
show because the commentary team was like, "These are probably the two best athletes." I'm like, "You motherfuckers listen to the
They did it may or may not have been on purpose, but the one had bright pink, one had
Yeah.
bright blue. Nice juxtaposition.
Not just like athletic, they smashed the shit out of each other. They were hitting like a FTR match or something.
Yeah.
It was like every strike was bam, bam, bam. Like it was an awesome match.
They can't do this with other people.
Yeah, no, because there's no other athletes in the company.
I thought this was a nice remember before they fought at like WrestleMania 14, like Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels fought at like a King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
This could be better. And like in a few years, we're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, minus broken back, like that should have been fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But like there's little twinkles of that throughout wrestling history. We're like, oh, I've seen, or when Brett and Shawn had like their first ladder match like on Superstars or something, and then they became Brett and Shawn. Right?
My hope is that Moxley and Takeshita were a newly minted Takeshita a couple years ago. And hopefully that turns into something badass.
A discussion we had on the AEW edition of Booth Underpod, dropping at the same time as this one.
Go check it out.
Take a listen. We'll say we said this at the end of last episode of the AEW episode. We'll say it near the top of this one. There are two pay-per-views this weekend. There is AEW Double or Nothing, and there is WWE King and Queen of the Ring.
King and Queen of the
King
Ring.
and Queen of the Ring. And,
This weekend's events made King and Queen of the Ring much less interesting to me than it was a week prior.
I can't imagine why. I think it has something to do with a lady who picked up a Debbie girl. It's the anger. That's the disappointing head shake of a father, like when you get a D+ on a test. We'll get to it. But we are doing a standalone episode for picks for both shows at once. So that'll be, if you see like a short little 20-minute episode.
Exactly.
That'll be for that.
I will win the belt.
I will be defending my Booth Underpod Good For You championship, and I look to extend my reign. I have not defended it since April.
And this one, well, it's Big Fours. We're only doing for Big Fours.
I won it in April.
This will be a video going up to our YouTube channel as well, which will be linked on bluethunderpod.com. Because I finally kind of figured out cameras and lighting a little bit to the point where it's not terrible and embarrassing. So for like the Turnbuckle Time Machines and for when we do our picks and stuff, so you guys can see the belt.
I'm excited.
It'll go up.
I'm excited to show off my genius representation in physical form of that belt that I'm looking at right now. So Wade Barrett at the start of the match says the two best athletes in the female division. Duh. Corey Graves says Bianca Belair has not really had a physical equal since her arrival in WWE. He's right.
She hasn't, and you know what? Tiff looked like it. Tiffany Stratton's core strength is fucking bananas. She is so strong. Her body is so strong.
Yeah, she's muscly as fuck.
Yeah.
We were talking about him right before we started recording, but Vince Russo has been in the news quite a bit. See what Vince Russo said about Tiffany Stratton?
I'm sure it's a brilliant insight.
Do you want to guess, or do you just want me to tell you? I don't know if this is fun. To talk about this asshole.
Nobody's going to take us seriously because she wears hot pink.
Close. She doesn't wear enough clothes to be taken seriously.
I thought we would. It's 2024. I thought it might not be quite that bad. It'd be something about what she's wearing.
Yeah.
But no, he's just doing like the 90s fucking thing. What she's wearing in a full-on wrestling singlet.
Yes.
What the hell is he talking about? He wore less when he did the promo in the ring with his shorts and his t-shirt on. She's literally wearing what all women wear.
Go to a gym and show me a girl who's not like, oh,
also,
look at what I'm wearing.
Why is it a terrible thing to see some people's bodies?
It's not, especially when you work as hard as these
I appreciate
people do.
looking at Finn Balor's abs. I'm not even, I don't lean that way, but I'm like, man, that man has a beautiful body.
No, I mean, when I first saw him, a while ago, I don't even think he was in NXT yet, and his abs were just otherworldly, and I'm like, how the fuck you get? And I Googled for like a day, how do you get? I was trying to find some kind of article or interview.
There's one word answer: genetics.
Well, also too, like all you do is
you have to
core exercise.
You have to exercise 23 hours a day, but then also have the genetics to have that.
And just not eat. But
he said he hadn't eaten a carb in 11 years at one point.
I believe him. Like, dude was the leanest goddamn guy on earth. But
no, you just stab himself in the leg with that shit that everybody tries to get my wife to prescribe them.
Synthesized broccoli?
Yes.
Right in the thigh. That sounds delicious. Put some butter in that syringe.
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
It's probably going to give you colon cancer in 10 years.
Not a lot of good reviews coming up.
But it definitely makes you lose weight.
Yeah. So does...
heroin.
So does the flu. So does, I don't know, food poisoning. So does a tapeworm.
So does colon cancer.
So there's some shoving to start this match, and then Tiffany Stratton just clocks the shit out of Bianca Belair. Huge fucking slap.
I mean, I cannot understand like how hard they were hitting each other here.
It was tough. I think they knew what they had here, and they were like, hey, let's go ahead.
Oh, they definitely thought like, okay, we could put on something.
Get away with some shit here.
Yeah.
Bianca's pissed, and she rushes for a clothesline. Tiffany Stratton ducks, pulls Bianca's braid. Bianca goes down, but Bianca kips up and slaps her back.
Bianca used to use the braid thing way more in NXT. I realized it was like a big central point of every NXT match she had. Now I like barely ever is part
Only
of it.
At WrestleMania does she whip people with it. And like also too, good on the other ladies for taking that because that's gotta hurt. Like
it's
fucking
got a metal tip on them. Like
that's not real, right? I never.
Well, it's some kind of tip, even if it's like heavy plastic or whatever.
The braid.
No way.
There's no way. It's
you're on since she was an infant or something.
Yeah.
No, it's just got to be
feel
extensions.
Stupid asking,
it
but
has
like,
to be
I
extensions.
don't know.
Well, I don't know for a fact either, but it has to be extensions.
Yeah. I'm just shocked it never comes out because like they pull on that.
Maybe
thing.
I don't know. Maybe her parents were like, "You're never cutting your hair." Like
I went to college with a girl like that, but her hair stopped growing because she never cut it once.
Because she was so like mentally messed up because her parents never cut her hair when she was a kid.
It was religion based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was a sweetie, but I'm like, do you ever have an issue with this? She's like, it stopped growing like 10 years ago, and she was in college. So.
I mean, my hair stopped growing too.
Religious.
That's because I'm 44.
It's because you're Irish Catholic.
And my grandfather on my mom's side was bald.
Also Irish Catholic.
I got plenty of hair on my chest, though.
Sure. It's just moderates. Bianca Belair's got a couple strong takedowns. Shoulder tackle. She gets a little cocky. She's doing some dodging, smacks her own ass, and grins real big. She tries a...
You sound like my dad talking about wide receivers today. Getting a little hot doggy there, aren't you?
But it played into it because like she got a little pompous, and then she gets booted in the stomach. And then Tiffany Stratton's dragging her from corner to corner by her hair.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah,
almost like something that like a lynch mob might do.
Yeah. Abort. Tiffany Stratton goes for a standing moonsault flip, and Bianca Belair turns into a gut buster, like right on her right knee.
Good. There's so many shitty gut busters out there. This was a awesome one.
Yeah.
And when you see a good gut buster, it looks like, you would do that sound and then not be able to talk for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. The only bad part was she did it with her right knee, and then she starts favoring her left.
Yeah.
So like, I get it. Like you can't sometimes.
Nobody's perfect.
No, and that's a minor down. Like, you couldn't get your fucking knee up fast enough. Hey, how about this? Your left knee's injured. You can't get it up in time, but because you tried to get it up at all in the first place, it hurt it just by trying to move it.
You very often hurt your other leg when you're favoring an injured leg.
Just saying. Springboard handspring moonsault.
Only good one ever.
Yeah, no issues with the knee there.
No.
That was fine. But it looked fucking great. Bianca does she's got Tiffany Stratton in the corner. Bianca's doing the 10 punch to her face, and Tiffany slips out, grabs and pulls the braid, and Bianca pulls her face in the middle of the turnbuckle. Tiffany Stratton rolls outside. Bianca goes for a chase, and she only steps to the apron. So, like, Bianca's in the ring, and she's about to step onto the apron. She only steps out with her right leg. Tiffany Stratton grabs her braid and pulls her back with her left knee stuck in the middle rope.
Yep.
Little shit like this, dude. Little shit like this. And she's yelling in agony, right? So she's selling the shit out of this. I took a ton of notes in this match because they did a bunch of shit correctly.
I would. I'll never get the 60 version in WWE. I would give them a 30-minute Iron Woman, like, as soon as I can. Yeah. They could go like MJF and Danielson did, I think, where they can just do what they're doing here almost indefinitely because they're incredible athletes.
Not much.
They didn't look like you were even winded.
No,
and they were like going hard. So I really would like to see an Iron Woman match.
Yeah,
I'd watch an hour honestly, but they won't do that on WWE.
Yeah. Tiffany Stratton throws Bianca out of the ring. And then she throws her knee first into a ring step, and there's more screaming as we go to commercial, like nice cliffhanger stuff. When we come back, they're both in the ring. Tiffany Stratton puts Bianca Belair in a last chancery minus the chin lock. I had to it took me a minute to figure out what the fuck that was called again. But again, it looked effortless.
The French chancery is just a French chin lock, right?
Yes.
It's like DDT position.
Yeah. Last chancery was Austin Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never looked effective. I'm like, what are you pulling on? I can't quite figure it out. Yeah, and then we saw again. Not only did we see the Tiffany throwing Bianca's knee into the ring steps before break, but we see that she slammed her knee into the ring post during the break as well. So Tiffany goes to lift and slam Bianca's knee, but Bianca stays vertical, kicks Tiffany out of the ring. Tiffany goes to slam Bianca's knee into the ring post again, but she gets pulled face first. And then Bianca does a shoulder tackle, body slam, fall-away slam. Her
fall-away slam looks so awesome. It's so hard for a woman to do because it's just where your strength is on a female body. Yeah. And she does it like effortlessly.
And look who she did it to.
Yeah. The woman that is just a big solid-ass muscle of core strength.
Giant piece of muscle. Let's see.
You know who couldn't do a fall-away slam, Dan?
Well,
Powerhouse Nia Jax.
Tiffany Stratton.
How fast do you think Jade Cargill Nia Jax arm wrestling match would last?
I don't think the air would leave my lungs after a go.
I think it'd be like one of those like flash things, and then a big snapping noise would happen and compound fracture on Nia Jax's arm. But she was the powerhouse in that match, Dave.
She was the powerhouse. Tiffany Stratton's so strong here, she has to keep checking that her boobs are staying covered. She keeps pulling her top up. I'm like,
you're giving credence to fucking stupid Russo. I really don't think she wears a revealing...
I'm not giving credence at all.
No, I'm kidding. I know you weren't.
No.
But I don't... Does it feel like she's wearing revealing clothing at all?
I was thinking this when I...
It's wrestling. They all wear tights.
When Lyra Valkyria was wrestling on Raw, I'm like, oh... She has like little lacy booty shorts on, and I'm thinking, what did girls wear in the Attitude Era?
Darby Allin wears old booty shorts. Like wrestling's supposed to be sexy too.
But relative to when it was like when they were like having like matches in their underwear.
Oh, with the rape vibes, you mean?
Right, but it was either like they're wearing like tights and like pants, or like their underwear.
Yes.
Now like they're just dressing how they're confident, man.
Exactly. And like 90% of our favorite male wrestlers wore little underpants the whole time.
I just never get the argument like if you want to like if you do a shitload of hard work and you want to not wear a shirt or you want to have half your ass hanging out.
It's pro wrestling. Your body is a big part of the presentation of your body is a huge part of this.
Yes.
That's why Ravishing Rick Rude slowly showed off those abs all the time because like that is a third of your presentation. Yeah. So you can't wear like Mick Foley clothes if you are shredded.
No. Nor do you want to.
No.
Like, that's a big part of the reason you work out.
Yeah, it's wrestling. Watch a match from the 50s. Those guys were wearing little tiny, like tighty whities too.
Yeah. But also, none of them were actually in shape.
They were in 50s shape. They were like the strongman. You couldn't see any like vascularity but they could like lift a house.
Yeah.
Like
they were farm.
But they were all 5'6" or something.
Yeah. Let me see.
Except Stan Hansen, he was a monster.
Oh, of course. Tiffany Stratton goes for a swerve stomp. Misses.
Yeah.
Misses somehow. Bianca didn't move at all, but Bianca rolls her up. Bianca attempts to do a jaded. It's turned into a roll-up exchange. There's a KOD attempt. Tiffany Stratton fucking does a backflip on her feet.
That was cool. It was Osprey-esque.
And from there, she does the hip attack onto Bianca, onto the ropes, into
she needs his headbutt.
into a swerve stomp.
Yeah.
Best springboard attack. Best springboard back elbow ever.
The only good one. I've said many times. It's great, and every other one has sucked ass.
Yeah.
In history, all throughout history.
And this one has turned into a 270-degree German suplex. She lands on her fucking face. Bianca's dragging Tiffany into the ring. Tiffany's holding onto the ring skirt and pulled well into the ring. And
That's the second time in 2 weeks they've done a ring skirt thing, by the way.
Okay, if you're watching in the back, you're going to go, I'm going to do that. Like, I'm going to steal. Like, practically. If you're like in a fight, you're like, oh, that works. I never thought of that.
Yeah, I saw what's face do it. I'm going to try that.
So it's going to be really popular for a second. It's like when everybody was eating Tide Pods. Ring shirt, ref pulls it back. Tiffany Stratton, because the ref is distracted because he's readjusting. He's cleaning up the ring because they don't have enough crew at the fucking building. The ref's got to do it, right?
I got to pay real close attention. Yeah. Dust Bowl right here.
Place for everything and everything in its place. Tiffany thumbs the eye of Bianca. She clips Bianca's knee, does a sliding clothesline. Can't get the W. Tiffany's getting a little frustrated here.
I bought on that one, too. I was like, oh.
Yeah. This was, the finish of this match was brutal.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton goes for a prettiest moonsault ever, and she jumps to the top rope, and she's standing there, not holding on to anything. And Bianca shoves her, like crotches her kind of, and then pulls her.
Does women's genitals hurt if they get hit to them?
Yeah, nerve endings are everywhere, motherfucker. And then she's pulled into a KOD for the win.
I love Bianca's like power stuff, dragging people into the KOD from other weird positions. Yeah, always looks good.
God damn it!
It's the best match of the WWE weekend by or week for me by a lot.
That's saying a lot because there was an Intercontinental title match.
There's some good matches.
I agree with you,
but this was like a great match.
And this was the first one.
Yeah,
I
just said I want an Iron Man match.
Yeah. I want it in like a year.
Yeah.
Like when.
Yeah. I'm not saying do it tomorrow. I'd say build a program and like
I'll take it
blow
tomorrow.
it off with Iron Man.
Let Tiffany get even more.
Also, we saw Tiffany like be the most effective person at being creative and using the cell at Elimination Chamber. Mm-hmm. So if you give her a cage match, you know she's gonna do awesome there too. Yeah. I make these two like Hogan and Savage, man. They should be top of the division feuding for the next 5 years.
I love it. And we said forever ago, once she got called up, it's like, oil and water.
Yeah.
Big time here.
As long as Bianca's okay working with Tiffany since she's started the new QAnon chapter with Braun Strowman and AJ Styles. The Flat Earthers.
The best workers will say if there's money on the table, let's go fucking make some money.
The gay community.
And he shall smite thee.
You know what I'm doing, right? The AJ Styles. Okay.
I know what you're doing. Yeah. The guy that I got to find that clip where I mentioned on the podcast before where a guy started cutting the King of the Ring Austin 316 promo and AJ got in his face. He didn't know what he was doing, and AJ got in his face. He's like, "You don't talk about my Jesus like that." And he like left the building.
So dumb. How can a genius in the art of wrestling who lived overseas is difficult? Like he's so dumb.
He doesn't have to be good at anything else. There's a guy in the world he knows more about fishing lures than anybody else in the world. Yeah. He has never seen a Scorsese.
Can't read. No. I'm not sure AJ can read either, but
He can read the Bible. Sounds like
Yeah.
he reads it a lot. Which is, if that's your thing, that's cool. But like, also,
You read the Supercuts menu where you can get his soccer mom haircut.
yeah. He has not gotten a haircut without a coupon in 20 years.
Who called it a soccer? It was one of my favorite rips of all time. It was in a promo.
I'm looking at it. I know what you're talking about.
It totally is that.
It was relative. We'll come back to that. I got to pray on that. But after.
I'm not saying the Earth is necessarily flat. I'm saying it just makes a lot of sense. Do your research.
Yeah.
Sorry. God.
Just keep flying east and see where you end up. So we have either Bianca Belair is going to face either Nia Jax or Jade Cargill.
I thought, man, we're going to get to see Bianca and Jade already. That's awesome.
This is where I wish I was watching SmackDown, and I'm like, man, I wish we ran down the tournament bracket, because we said last week we'll do the women this week. And I'm like, man, if we got to this point in the bracket, it would have been a fucking conversation.
Yeah.
But right when I saw this, I'm like, oh no. Oh no. How are they going to make Jade lose? But they're making Jade lose.
I'm pretty sure I know why, and it's a stupid reason.
I'd like to hear it.
We'll talk. You want me to tell you now, or you want?
We'll save it.
Okay.
We'll save it. You're excited. Because right after Kathy Kelly gets in the ring, asks Bianca if she foresees her knee being an issue moving forward. Bianca says, no, I'm not going to lie. My knee's not 100%.
I'm not a fucking doctor, Kathy.
Yeah.
I just got back here.
No, I don't have X-Men powers, despite what I physically can do. I'm not going to lie. My knee is not 100%, but I didn't become the EST by making excuses. I show up and I show out every single time. I'm the strongest, the roughest, the toughest, the quickest, the greatest, the best. And then there's EST chants. And she goes, and next week, injury or not, nothing is stopping me from becoming queen of the ring.
She talks like a human. I like it.
Yeah. Right? Very like Muhammad Ali-ish, like just hitting like all over like catchphrases.
Yeah, like she's doing a thing, but it's more like poetry than like a scripted wrestling promo.
And not talking shit, especially, but just like self-hype, man.
Yeah.
Hyping herself up.
They're doing such a great job with the babyface thing with both Jade and... I thought Jade was going to be impossible to do babyface. Yeah. But like one match with Piper Niven, I'm like, oh yeah, no, you got it.
This match did a lot of damage to not only Nia, it did some damage to Jade as well. We'll get to it. I had some gripes with this one.
Some. I got one big one.
We had a recap of the Cody and Logan segment from last week. We see Logan Paul walking into Nick Aldis's office as LA Knight is walking out, and they have a fun little stare down. And then we have Military Appreciation Month. Nice little commercial for that. And
do they still go to bases ever? They used to all the time.
I don't. Well, what they've been doing with the Tribute to the Troops shows is they just have them like
come to the
locally where I think they fly them too and kind of take care of them. No, that was cool as fuck when they used to go to Desert Storm and stuff. Nope, not Desert Storm. That was in the 90s.
But they would go to bases and they'd be like wrestling outside and stuff
and so they do it with the USO, and in the commercial we see this is the most lucky group of soldiers that ever existed because they get time with Chelsea Green Montez, Ford, and Angelo motherfucking Dawkins.
What a party!
I would have.
All three of them. Like, that's awesome.
Angelo
Dawkins. Best personalities in wrestling.
Yeah. You got to hang with the greatest,
wrestler
of the 21st century. Backstage, we have...
he should go to AEW, and then he can join Shane Taylor Promotions and be there heavy, and it would be great.
He should beat Cody.
And then they could win. He could win the world title.
Yeah. He can go anywhere and do anything.
He can. The world is his oyster.
After Drew beats Punk, Angelo Dawkins should also beat Punk.
He should beat Roman on Roman's first day back.
Yeah. And, like, you see him coming in through the parking lot, and Angelo Dawkins just pounces
The bell rings, and he just hits him with like a fisherman suplex. 1, 2, 3.
He's the new Bloodline leader.
He's definitely better at everything than the current Bloodline people are.
He's better at everything than everyone on the show. I can't get over. Like, I wish this was hyperbolic. I fucking love the guy.
He's incredible. I agree. I'm like right there with you. Yeah. I feel the same way when I'm talking about Willow. Like, I think she is like maybe top 5 wrestler on earth. Yeah. Like, she's great at everything.
Yeah. 5-tool players.
Yeah.
Backstage, we have Byron Saxton and Jade Cargill. Byron asks in regards to Nia, how are you?
But can Byron do a little squatting? He's like 3 inches taller than Jade. Jade's whole thing is her image.
Yeah.
Do the thing that what's-his-face used to do, Tom, where he would get down a little bit when he's too tall. Byron's like 6'4" or whatever.
Get another lady to interview her. They have 2.
Yeah.
Get Kayla Braxton. She's shorter.
Yeah.
Right?
She
feels shorter.
She's got to be shorter than Jade.
No, than the other one.
Yeah.
Whose name is escaping
me. Which one's Bray's sex?
Kathy Kelly. That's JoJo.
JoJo
Offerman.
I like all of their interviewer girls, like mixed race, black, white women.
I mean, they hire knockouts. So
and their ring announcers.
They found a formula.
They're all beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, mixed race kids are the best. They're healthiest, like objectively the healthiest, because you get the genetics from different parts of the world. Yeah. But they do have a look. They all have a look like those jobs in WWE.
They hire well. Asks Jade, Byron asks Jade in regards to Nia, how are you preparing for someone who is so dominant? And Jade Cargill says, I heard all about Nia. She's one of our best.
I'm going to hide her donuts. She's going to lose her mind, get counted out.
Because then she's going to like hulk up and go into rage mode. She's one of our best. A beast.
Best what?
The irresistible force.
Maybe she's really good at Street Fighter 6 or something.
But to Jade Cargill, she's just in my way. She's in everybody.
She's
all the time.
She's in my TV way.
This is the origin of I can't think of it. It was like a Yo Mama joke from like 30 years ago. I can't remember it. Damn it. That would have been funny.
Roller and flour, look for a wet spot. That's the one that like persevered. Persevered. Or when your mama's sitting around the house, you're really sitting around the house. That was a good one.
That's more. I was going for it. Bianca walks in. Jade asks how her knee is. Bianca says it'll be fine if she has to stand in the ring across from her next week, meaning Jade. And Jade says, let's just take it one match at a time.
Something I noticed, it stood out to me here. When Jade is doing the promo part of this, she's still not very good at promos. As soon as they started acting and having a conversation, she sounded awesome and was a very good actor and sounded totally naturalistic. Yeah. So I think she's probably going to end up being a pretty good promo too. Because the conversation was like, oh, this is way better than like when Damian Priest tries to talk to people. Like, she was very good at that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Damian Priest easily top 5 promo of all time.
Deep voice guy.
It goes like in order from like 5 to 1. It goes like MJF, Damian Priest, and then probably Ric Flair.
Yeah. I don't think Damian Priest actually speaks Spanish. I think he knows like 4 phrases and he uses them all the time.
Well, did you know he's from Puerto Rico?
No,
I didn't either. They did a recap of the Bloodline segment about Solo being in charge last week. Backstage, we have the Bloodline.
They did not address why he is dressed like Mr. Worldwide.
No.
With his black gloves and his red suit.
He's been watching like a lot of like Camp Cornette.
Yeah.
Like clips, like a lot of red. Like, we get it. Like, the red's supposed to be like the subtle touch. I know he mentioned it on the other show.
Not your whole suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's like an alternate outfit, like in No Mercy.
Yeah.
Like on
yes. Yeah.
Tama Tonga, I wrote, Tama Tonga's apparently a velociraptor. Just makes reptile noises all the time.
Some of it was like gerbil sounds. It was pretty silly.
In both examples, stupid animals with small brains.
Yeah. Just have him pacing around being angry. You don't have to have him make noises.
Or if he's going to make
he can't say
noises,
fuck on American TV.
Just keep him in a cage. I would like that more.
Yeah, well, because it'd be something.
Yeah.
Like, they have been presenting him real well.
Yeah.
I really, really didn't like that super close-up where we opened on the shot of him doing a stupid chipmunk noise. I'm like, what the fuck? You just dropped to like 80% in intimidation factor.
What if he's just always got popcorn seeds in his throat?
That sounds like a hellish existence.
Yeah, but I would be this mad too if I was just constantly having dry
I'd be like, kill me. Kill me.
Either kill me or let me win King of the Ring. The way
give me a tracheotomy, please.
My favorite way to get a popcorn seed out of my throat is to win a King of the
Ring.
Have
Gunther chop me in the throat.
There are worse solutions. Solo tells Tama and Tongaloa and Tongaloa to go because Paul Heyman walks in.
These names are going to get kind of difficult, especially, I don't know what they're going to call Jacob Fatu, but it's probably going to be some kind of Tima.
I had a hard time with Skeeter and Scooter on the Muppet Babies. This is going to be rough. Paul Heyman goes, Solo, have you talked to him today? And Solo says, all the time, wise man, all the time.
He's like very clearly full of shit.
Yeah. It's not. If this is supposed to be deceiving, they're doing a terrible job.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing I'm like, well, I'll let it play out. But, like, Heyman knows he's lying, right? Because he has to, because he's Paul fucking Heyman.
Yeah.
He's like the best liar ever, and he is very, very smart and perceptive. So
what
like,
I think is happening is Heyman knows
that you can't reach Roman, I think he knows that Roman's in the forest or something.
I think he's been in constant. What's going to happen is I think he's been in constant contact with Roman, and Roman's telling him, slow roll this.
Yeah.
Be a good actor that you are, and let him think he's in charge. And
that's
then
good call.
It's just a thought, but I mean, what's probably happening is Paul Heyman doesn't watch the show, and he doesn't know what's going on. Backstage, we have Kathy Kelly and Los Angeles Knight.
Every time we see Kathy Kelly, I think it's going to be Kelly Kelly because we saw her growing up. I'm like, they brought Kelly Kelly back?
The most intimidating theme song in the history of wrestling.
And she was a victim of a number of people. I've heard rumors while she was there. Wrestling used to be pretty dark.
Unrelated, Chris Jericho is now called the Learning Tree.
Yes.
Unrelated.
So you bring any ladies into his stable?
Unrelated. Kathy Kelly asks how...
What happened to Tay Conti? She was under his...
Conti?
Yeah.
She
had a baby, but she still wrestles.
She just posted something on... It was like this is kind of funny. I'm surprised they didn't send us to the group. Or we didn't talk about this on AEW either. It was some kind of party where all the girls were together, and Toni Storm was filtered to be black and white. But they were like out socially.
That's great.
And they're like, man, she's sticking with this gimmick.
She like wrestled the match though, Tay, and
she was just running the ropes.
It was great. Yeah, and they like the Learning Tree does not seem to have boosted her to star proportions, nor her husband.
Well, he's still inexplicably... Well, he's suspended still from the...
Just got lifted like last week, and they just don't know what to do with him yet, but it just got lifted, yeah.
I'm fine with him fighting Jericho forever.
Yeah,
You got to give him something to do.
Yeah.
And, like, he's going to get lost in shuffle anywhere else.
I wouldn't mind him doing a one-off for WWE. Go do a 1 year so I can see that Cody match again, because that was one of the greatest matches of all time.
Run it back.
The best cutter ever.
Oh, man. You think Triple H would allow open challenges of guys from other companies like the other company does?
It'd be awesome if they did. It would be incredible. I mean, I was calling for a WrestleMania. They fucking should have with Goldust. I don't know. No. Triple H is a dickhead. I don't know.
You have to go into the archives to find out why Sully has such a strong opinion about Triple H. But
or just be alive in the 90s and early 2000s and then in the mid 2000s.
It's a very specific detail, though.
Yeah.
And that's for the, as we say out here, like wrestling rewards people who pay attention. So we do the same. Yeah. Kathy Kelly asks Los Angeles Knight how he's feeling heading into tonight's King of the Ring match against Tama Tonga. And Los Angeles says, you ain't got to ask me all these personal questions. Let me talk to you. You talk about...
I like to let me talk to you. Those were not personal questions, though. No. It was just like, how you feeling?
No. How you feeling about your match against Tama Tonga?
It's all personal, isn't it?
What's your blood type?
That's good. Well, yeah, ask somebody on the street, how's your day going?
How's your iron intake? It's a little personal.
Why is your hairline better now than it was 3 weeks ago?
You talk about King of the Ring. You talk about Tama Tonga. You talk about the Bloodline. Bloodline ain't looking quite like they used to. I don't know half these guys, but old Tommy Tonga. I'll tell you what. Tonight you can get yourself introduced to a BFT, and then I'll move on and introduce my head to that crown at King of the Ring. Yeah.
I would have said crown to the head.
This motherfucker.
Introduce your head to the crown.
Such a great promo.
He's very, very. He's awesome at this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you, and then do my catchphrases.
Yes.
He hits those
like
very 90s, like boom, boom, boom. Yes. He's very good at that. He can't do banter like Drew or Punk or whatever, but like this kind of thing, it's great.
Yeah, you're 100%.
I'm pretty sure they pumped in the LA night though, because it was like louder than all of France show.
I think I write later in his match is next, but there's a part I'll cover it because it's in my notes. I don't want to spend too much time now. Carmelo Hayes walks in. Carmelo Hayes says, "Hey, what's up, man? I just want to give you the opportunity to welcome me to SmackDown, considering the fact that I was a first-round draft pick. He should be the first-round draft pick.
No big deal.
Not a first-round draft pick.
No, because the first round had 58 wrestlers in it.
One exists. There's one first round.
Yeah.
Anyway, no big deal. Yeah, it is. Los Angeles says, you know what? You're right. That is a big deal. I'm thinking about it now.
What if he's actually Los Alamos? Knight.
I'll toggle it. I'll ping pong it. I'm thinking about it now, and I don't know if I agree with this necessarily, but a lot of people look at me and they say there's a certain thing about you that reminds me of Tom Brady, and I say, okay.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Maybe you're right, but let's say that is right. Who was the first draft pick the year Tom Brady was selected? Yeah, I don't know his name either. That's your first mistake. The second is looking past Randy Orton. Most football fans I know who.
Yeah, if you look, give me the year, I can probably remember.
That's a pretty important piece of.
Yeah, there's not been a very many number one overall busts.
Yeah,
they're almost always really good.
That's like the most famous example of.
Yeah, but he wasn't like that good in college. It was
no, but the point is like that's not. That felt like he was trying to get like this big gotcha trivia fact.
And it's the only time it's ever happened in the history of football.
Yeah, it's also
there's no Tom Brady was great right away when he was young.
Yeah,
like it wasn't a late bloomer like LA Knight. I don't know what Tom Brady's physical attributes were amazing.
Yeah,
LA Knights are not.
Right.
So I don't know what he's talking about.
So Carmelo Hayes retorts. Since we're talking about sellouts, after tonight, the most important letters in WWE won't be RKO. They'll be HIM. And that should have ended there.
Yeah.
But Los Alamos continued. He said, well, look at that. Look who won the spelling bee with nobody saying it. Because nobody's going to say that stupid crap. I'll tell you what. You want to hear something? You want to hear something for real? How about this? With everybody saying L-A Knight. Yeah?
Yeah, he pointed, and then somebody turned up the Bose speakers.
Now go and play somewhere. I'm busy.
That part felt like a real sweaty rock impersonation. Leave that off. Like you said, it should have ended with the Carmelo thing.
We get it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all the things at once. Like, that's what makes catchphrases fun. It's like, oh, he didn't do it that time. Fuck, I'll probably come out later and do it later.
Yes. Stone Cold says that's the bottom line one time at each promo.
Yeah.
Very end.
Yeah, dude, we were spoiled. We grew up with the fucking watching the
Stone Cold
greatest
and Rock, and then coming off the heels of Roddy Piper and Ric Flair.
Even out of more like Hulk Hogan.
That's an incredible promo, you know what I mean? Except for that one subdued one we saw at WrestleMania 9 when Lord Alfred Hayes searched him out in the men's room.
It was a Coliseum.
It was a Coliseum video exclusive.
Yeah. So up next we have a King of the Ring match: Tama Tonga versus LA Knight. 8 minutes 43 seconds. And this is where I wrote, why doesn't the crowd yell yeah after LA Knight's music says his name? Oh, that's right, because it's piped in bullshit.
Yes.
After they say his name when he's introduced,
you'd think they would do it.
It should be Pavlovian. The match starts.
It is with me because I hear it on TV so much that I just say it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a fan.
No.
You'd think they would do it in person, but no, like you said. No. It's a big organ.
You're sitting there and you're preparing a flatbread, and you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you know my SmackDown tradition. It's making flatbreads. LA Knight starts with a bunch of Dusty Rhodes punches and a back elbow. Tama Tonga reverses a body slam into a sleeper hold, and then LA Knight breaks into a corner. Breaks it in the corner, then again by flipping over his head. A bunch of We Want Roman chants at this point.
Who's a better wrestler, LA Knight or The Miz?
LA Knight.
Do you think it's that? Like, it's that cut and dry?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know, man.
LA Knight can do
he's stronger.
His 5 moves of doom way better. He's more fluid. He looks more believable. Even though he botches some things sometimes.
That's what I'm thinking. He botches more than The Miz.
But he's faster.
In The Miz really has one believable move. It's the kick he stole from Danielson 15 years ago and just has been doing it nonstop. And it doesn't. He did it this week. He did the shit out of it.
I misspoke. He doesn't do that well. He doesn't lay it in like he used to.
No. And especially when you can flip channels and see Danielson caving people's ribs in.
Yeah.
But that, he stole the move from maybe the greatest of all time. And that's really the only notable move he has. But he never hurt anybody. And his matches usually are pretty smooth. LA Knight's matches are wonky as shit a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff Hardy's a better wrestler than both of them. I mean, he hurt everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And also, too, I'd rather watch... I'm kind of coming around on this little bag a little bit. This little shit bag
on LA Knight. Los Alamos,
because he is he's away from a title.
Yeah,
I think I like him more floating around the mid card having personal feuds.
It's like a I was just gun for hire. That's stupid. But like a lone wolfy kind of whatever.
Just have
I hate you.
Just how he cuts promos. I like be personal. I don't want you chasing titles. Just have beefs. He seems like just like the toughest guy at the
insult
YMCA.
guy. Yeah, it's yes.
LA Knight, he's thrown to the outside in front of the bloodline, pauses for a second, looks at them, and just like runs back into the ring, which I thought was a very intelligent move. There's 3 fucking guys out there. Or there's two other guys, because then Heyman sees him and like he puts his head down.
Yeah,
and,
the
like, looks
wise
away.
man's not doing anything. But the 2 guys are big, scary Samoans.
Yeah, they're big bad dudes. LA Knight does the mudhole stomps to chance and then a running like knee attack in the corner. It's
his
cool.
models are okay.
It's a cool spot.
It's hard when you're doing a move that like is iconic of the greatest ever. Like it took me a little while even on Kevin Owens, like my guy, my favorite WWE wrestler, when he started doing the stunner. Actually, it took him going on the Broken Skulls podcast and Stone Cold telling him, "Dumbass, kick him in the stomach first. That's part of the move."
Yeah.
And then he started doing that, and then it became awesome.
It also made his pop-up powerbomb better.
Yes.
Too, because now we're like, oh, now we got a
Yeah,
couple.
you got a couple things.
Yeah. Solo gets on the apron. And then Tonga Loa gets on the apron. LA Knight chases them both off. Tama Tonga attacks LA Knight from behind. And he rolls him to the outside. Tama Tonga runs from the other side of the floor. Just steps on the stairs, does a jumping clothesline. Just goes to commercial. There's a Tama Tonga beat down during the break. He misses a top rope splash. We're back from commercial, by the way. Tama Tonga misses a top rope splash. LA Knight does a running cross body. And LA Knight gets a bunch of offense in. Does a pop-up power slam and a jumping elbow. Like it's kind of like his 5 moves a game kind of thing.
Yeah, you're right. He's better than Miz.
I also just hate I was going to talk about it on Monday Night Raw, but Miz's mic was too hot, and it was either a delay or he has no fucking rhythm.
Yeah.
He just... It looks like a Big Brother program.
It's
like
not a good straight man for a funny guy.
No.
You're right. It seems like a handler for a guy that's like having some troubles.
Not even there's nothing enjoyable.
You need like a Lance Storm-esque character.
Yes.
Not the Miz damming it up too, because it feels like, oh no, my little buddy's going to get hurt if I let him go out on his own.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what he's doing.
No.
He's like a 30-year veteran wrestler doing a joke thing.
And he can't he's not music. I'm really hoping it was a delay in the mic, but like he was off just enough.
His rap's been terrible for his whole career.
For me to notice. And like, because R-Truth sounded correct, and like he always does.
Yeah.
Like, and he has fucking rhythm, and like I don't know. And Mrs. outfit's fucking stupid. Change your gimmick again. LA Knight all day. Yeah.
Change his gimmick to a show that's not a wrestling show.
Go do your dating show with your
He's
wife.
good at all kinds of that kind of stuff. Host like 7 game shows.
Yeah.
I bet you would be the biggest, or Carson Daly, be the new Carson Daly. He could totally do
You know
that.
what they never did in wrestling that would be good for him? You know, like in confessionals on reality shows? Why don't they ever do that?
They should.
Have him just be a guy like where he cuts promos in a confessional.
Here's a weird reference for you. 2 nights ago, Marisol and I watched the Woodstock 99 documentary on Netflix.
How good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you notice the first person they show?
It was The Miz.
The Miz.
Yeah.
Skinny ass Miz. I'm like, oh my gosh, The Miz.
Yeah, so he was drinking just what they called water, and the rest of it was called urine the entire weekend. What a bunch of shitbags that ran that.
What? Like,
And then they
250,000 people, and let's get like Corn and Limp Bizkit. Like, what are you doing? What do you think's going to happen?
Let's give them fire.
$5 waters.
Yeah. When they lasted.
Yeah.
Small plug for Woodstock 99 now, streaming on Netflix.
94, actually pretty cool, but they didn't make any money, so they had to fucking change everything. And
That's fine. It's one of my favorite sets ever. It's the Green Day Mud Fight.
oh yeah, it's awesome.
Great set. LA Knight does like he does like a weird hand thing, like to set up his BFT. It looks like he's directing like a bloodhound, like to go look over there.
I'm trying to like I was going to try to explain it to the listening audience, but it's like give me some skin 1970s like Chevy Chase when they.
I don't even know what to just. It doesn't make any sense.
It looks like you're doing a magic move, like you're gonna Undertaker's lightning somebody or
like
something.
If I had flint between my hands,
yeah,
like I'm trying to start a
fire.
fire.
If you were an X-Men, like.
But anyway, Tama Tonga goes to the outside. LA Knight does like it's not a baseball slide, but it's like a drop kick / baseball slide. Throws Tama Tonga back into the ring.
I can't quite do a drop kick or a baseball slide.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. LA Knight and Solo have some words, and then we see Tama Tonga hit pay dirt for the W.
Yeah.
After the match, we're going to see Tama Tonga either face Randall Orton or Carmelo Hayes. Cool.
Yeah, Tama, like I said, he's limited, but his intensity level was good here, and they had him do only a few things, so it made them look impactful because you get the win off of one move, basically.
Right. We have a promo for WrestleMania 41 next year. It's in Las Vegas, Nevada.
According to The Undertaker.
Yeah. He blew it, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
What an ass bag. Backstage, we have Los Angeles and Carmelo. Los Alamos is walking with Charles Robinson. He's rightfully Charles Robinson, by the way, the referee in the match, and LA Knight's complaining to Charles Robinson, rightfully so, that it was 3-on-1. Carmelo Hayes walks by and says, "Couldn't get the job done." LA Knight says, "You're still talking. Ha, that's cool, man." And then he shoves Carmelo Hayes. They have words. Charles Robinson kind of keep him between them, and then Jamie Noble has to come.
How is Charles Robinson still a ref?
He looks good, too.
He does.
Yeah.
It's like the Sandman. So like I went back in time or something. Little Nate was like 1989.
Yeah, he must have been 13 when he started. Like during the Monday Night Wars, he must have
like
been.
3 eras of Hebners have died in the time that Little Nate has been reffing.
He's just siphoning the blood of younger refs. This is a long segment that I was really bummed when it was going on and wasn't any happier when it ended. It was the contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah. I fast forwarded past almost the entire thing. Logan Paul wasn't very good here either.
I had to write the whole fucking thing down. This is bad.
Dave, you can give yourself a skip break every once in a while, and this would have been one of those opportunities.
It was so much dialogue.
Our listeners don't give that much of a shit about this bad promo. It's amazing how good they were last week and how this was.
Yeah. I mean, why did Cody bring up War Games?
It felt like they didn't even, like, I hate scripts, but usually what they'll do is they'll meet backstage and be like, all right, I'm going to throw this out. You can hit me with that. Okay. This played out like they were entering from opposite sides of the building and saw each other for the first time when they got to the ring and had no idea what either guy was going to say.
That's bad. Nick Aldis introduces both of them. There's a lovely presentation with a table and a place to put both of their titles when they get out there. Logan Paul comes out with 4 guys. 3 of them are in Prime hoodies. 1 guy has a suit and a briefcase. And this guy looks like he never put his... He looked like a homeless transformation kind of guy. And they just had a stock suit.
I had a thought here. Logan Paul needs to... Because he's established that he's a sycophant to YouTube people. Yeah. They need to just go grab some indie talent or some NXT people that aren't like not on TV barely at all, and then like put them on a ancillary Logan Paul YouTube channel for like a week, and then they can be his like people that hang around with him, and we'll pretend that they're just YouTube people, but they're actually like trained wrestlers. That's what I want.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Also, that's multi-platform. Put them on Impulsive.
Yeah, and then you get more people on TV.
God damn it.
I should book a wrestling show. If I was a billionaire, son, man, it would rule.
Sully Khan. Sully Khan sounds like you're fighting Superman. Cody Rhodes comes out next. Suit looks fun. I said Cody Rhodes' suit looks like he wears suits to go swimming.
Yes, he does.
He looks awesome in suits all the time.
He wakes up in the morning with a perfectly pressed, like crisp suit.
So perfect in suits. And he's really getting hard to dislike. Like he's high-fiving kids.
I love him. Love him, but he's
hugging special needs kids.
Yeah.
He signs an autograph right at the top of the ramp,
he gave some person blood, like right in the aisle. They were dying, and he stuck a needle in his arm and transfused like 3 pints.
Cody, I hear there's some adrenaline in your soul. Can I borrow some of that?
He made a championship belt for his dog. And so did I.
Jacksonville, what do you want to talk about? I know that you love...
Cody actually wasn't bad here. Yeah. I was surprised by how shitty Logan was.
We'll do this then. I love this place. He's in Jacksonville, right? So, little...
Yeah.
If you pay attention to Disney.
Yeah, he did like not overtly, but like I did some special stuff here.
Yeah. I love this place. You know that. It was brought to my attention, and I want to ask you, on this day 32 years ago, on this day... By the way, they're both in the ring at this point. On this day 32 years ago... On this day, Logan, do you have any idea what happened on these grounds with which we sit now? I didn't expect you to. Don't think you were born yet. But the reason I know and the reason for you not knowing is important. See, 32 years ago, the day, right here in Jacksonville, Florida, was War Games 1992. It was the Stinger Squadron against the Dangerous Alliance. It's widely considered the best War Games match of all time.
Awesome. We need to do that for the Time Machine.
I was looking at them. Like, time machine. Again, the reason that I know this is because, like the lady with, and then he starts pointing to the crowd. He's like, the reason I know this is because, like this lady with "My dogs love to wrestle" sign, just like my friend all the way at the tippy top up there, just like you shouting out the answer. See, the reason I know all this, Logan, is because, like them, I am a fan.
I want to know what the guy shouting out the answers was shouting out. Like,
no idea. It felt like he had nothing else to say, so he was just pointing to the middle distance. I am a fan of professional wrestling. I'm a fan of what I do, and you're not a fan. And Logan's just looking confused at this point. The only way I know how to describe you is a tourist. You're passing through. You're making viral memories, and I think it's time to get off the train. I think it is time when you do get off the train to drop that U.S. championship, making me, for the first time ever in my career, a WWE Grand Slam champion. And Logan starts smirking. And this is where the cock teasing started.
Yeah.
Because
what qualifies as a Grand Slam? Because I'm pretty sure Cody's had 4 titles.
Mid-card, tag,
He had the IC title.
Both mid-cards, world, and tag.
Has he had both tags? Because that would be a...
Yeah, I don't know the rules.
And did he overhaul... No, okay.
I don't know.
They throw Grand Slam around a lot for a company that's got more than just 4 belts for each division.
Well, I mean,
is Ricochet on his way to Grand Slam because he got the speed title that he doesn't even
Intercontinental
24/7. He's got that. If they bring the European title back, he'll definitely. Oh yeah, he was tag champ with Braun.
Oh,
Grand Slam champ.
Grand Slam champ. But that's like an inside the park Grand Slam would be way more impressive.
Yeah, that's happened like 2 times in history.
Logan says, Cody, you're saying the same thing that the last guy said and the same thing that the guy said before him. I've heard it. Big boost from the crowd.
They both beat you, though, dude.
Yeah. We've heard it. I don't understand what you're doing. You're stalling right now because I didn't come here to listen to you talk, Cody Rhodes. I came here to sign a contract. And then Logan's lawyer goes for something in the briefcase, and Logan Paul stops him. He had one fucking job.
Yeah. Needs to talk to his lawyer about getting those payouts to the people that he scammed.
Yeah.
Owes millions, too, and still is not paying them.
Logan is reading the room, though, and the boos are getting louder. He's starting to get Dominic Mysterio heat here. He said, I came here to sign a contract to wrestle you, Cody. And then he puts the mic down to let the "you suck" chants sink in. Nick Aldis puts the contract in front of Logan Paul, and he says, and Logan says, what a horrible crowd. I'm going to do what I came here to do. Let's sign a contract, Cody. And then it just gets real. Like he said, oh, he's looking at the contract, Logan Paul. Oh, there's something on here I didn't agree to.
It was WCW ass shit. It got all weird.
And then Logan Paul's like, well, actually, I brought my own contract. And that's what the lawyer was going to pull out, but he was premature. And then Cody's like, Logan's, this all looks in order. Let's do this one instead. And basically I'm not reading the rest of this. This is so much. The gist of it
Logan didn't want to do it.
No. Up until this point, we're under the assumption we're getting a title for title, kind of a double.
Kind of said that.
Yeah. And then
Cody assumed it.
Yeah, Cody said it. He's like, I'm going to be a Grand Slam champion. And they've been building this match kind of as such. And then with this new contract, Logan says, only the world title's up for grabs, not my U.S. title.
It's going to be the U.S. title, though, right? It's felt like where they're going to find a way to get there. Because Cody was like, still with both belts.
There's one more.
Because if it's not, I don't give a shit about this match that much. It'll be a fun match.
Cody's winning.
It's a fun match then, but I'm like, yeah, exactly. If it's title for title, I'm like, ooh, this is very intriguing.
And as you were saying earlier, a second ago, after all this happens, it is a contract signing. There are tables in the ring, so there was some physicality.
Yeah, Willow Nightingale powerbombed Mercedes Moné through the table. They just showed up in the middle of this. It was weird.
Yeah, I'm good with that. We're good ending with that. We'll see what happens Friday on SmackDown, but yeah, as you had said, Cody did allude heavy to the fact that he's going to be walking out of Saudi Arabia with the
it fits his aesthetic so well.
United States Championship in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I'm sure they love the U.S. title in Saudi Arabia.
They love giving us money. So
and also flying planes into our big buildings.
Was that Saudis?
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
But they have billions of dollars, so we just keep on doing business with them blood money motherfuckers.
That's called me playing stupid for the benefit of exposition. Backstage, we have Kathy. Oh, I went from one shitty thing to another.
You spoiled it, though, man.
What happened?
The playing stupid doesn't work if you then tell everybody.
No,
just to get it out there.
I don't want people thinking that I don't know who was responsible for.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
I know who was in there.
You know him personally?
Not personally. Thank the Lord, I don't know him personally.
My buddy Craig
seemed
like a normal guy.
Like someone knew, like all the horrible people that have done horrible. Like,
Yeah.
like you got to just be like,
I think about that shit a lot.
you know,
I
it's like,
get it.
oh man, how do you? I don't know. That's a weird thing to reconcile. But even if it's just like a guy down the street or like someone that got a random Netflix documentary made about him. Like,
I know a guy that
friends.
I went to high school and college with a guy that I thought was a douchebag back then, but then killed his wife.
Yeah, there's a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would not have thought back then, like, oh, he's going to brutally murder his wife in 15 years.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, here we go. Backstage we're with Kathy Kelly and Nia Jax. Kathy Kelly brings up Jade Cargill.
nah, even the way she talks.
I wrote her
She's
whole...
not strong. Yeah, you're not strong, though.
Nia Jax goes, oh, Kathy, stop it. Of course Jade has to hype herself up. You hear all these things. Jade is so strong, and she is. Jade is so impressive, and she is.
Nia Jax is like your girlfriend's sister that won't stay out of your business.
Jade is going to be queen of the ring, and she is not.
Did a fucking Wayne's World not joke in 2024.
Jade Cargill is not going to be queen of the ring. Nia Jax will be your new queen of the ring.
Jade Cargill is so much cooler than Nia Jax that's not not even quantifiable. It's like scientists trying to talk about dark matter and quarks and shit. That's how far apart they are.
Doesn't this feel like a first draft? And like, hey, just like make this your own.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, fuck that. I'll just read what's on the paper. And then Nia Jax walks to the ring, and we get
she waddles on
queen of the ring. Queen of the Ring match, Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, lasted 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Not Piper Niven.
Nah, not even a little bit. We had a stare down, and then Nia Jax punches Jade, shoulder tackles her as well. Nia misses a leg drop. Jade Cargill does a... This is where I got annoyed. Jade Cargill does a very legit looking spine buster on Nia Jax, and Nia Jax rolls out of the ring as if she...
she doesn't sell because she sucks.
No.
She
that
sucks at
move
everything.
has
She's
won
selfish.
titles.
She sucks.
And she just no-sold it. Nia Jax pulls Jade to the outside and just kind of tosses her, and we hear a small voice yell, "Mommy!" We have not been privy to the...
Not in WWE. She used to carry her around all the time in AEW.
But it's Jade Cargill's daughter that we find out. But so Jade's over consoling her daughter, and Nia pulls her back. Nia tells Jade's daughter, "Your mom sucks." Which,
I mean, cheap heat.
It's not even...
Do something clever, though. Do something clever. Like...
Jade super kicks Nia, which I wrote as the standard motherly behavior for somebody being physically aggressive,
intimidating.
A bit intimidating.
Or even like Becky Lynch, maybe like accidentally mentions your daughter, like, "Hey, your daughter want a Smartie?" And then she flies off the handle and hates your guts for the rest of her life.
Yeah, helicopter parenting at its finest here in the Fed. Nia Jax shoves Jade into the barricade and then tosses her into the ring. Jade Cargill shoulder tackles Nia back to the outside and then slams her face on the table and then the apron. She goes to do it again. Nia dodges and Jade eats the ring post. By the way, this ring post, not effective anymore in this company because it's surrounded by LED boards.
Yeah.
So
it's like plastic. I feel like I bounced my head off it very, like this table, basically.
Maybe that's why they're doing so many like apron spots now.
Yeah. I liked when they do like into the LED board apron and then they do the fake like it stretches out. It's a nice little special effect. Yeah, ring posts don't work when you're covered in
wrapped in LED boards. Nia Jax clotheslines Jade into the timekeeper area, and Nia Jax removes stuff from the top of the announce table and she throws a desk chair. The ref has completely stopped counting at this point, and I wish he would have just kept going because this would have been a better finish. A count-out finish, a double count-out finish would have been a better
much better
than what the fuck happened. Nia swings a chair at Jade, and Jade misses it completely. She's supposed to catch it, and we have to pretend that she caught it.
I'm blaming Nia. I'm sure she swung it the wrong way.
I'm good with that. And because Jade has now caught it, Jade hits Nia with the chair. And
makes her look like a dummy, too.
Yeah, Nia wins via DQ. They're about to fight more, and Jade visibly calls Nia a motherfucker.
Yeah, that was the best part of the match.
And they fight more outside.
I hope Jade beats the shit out of her shoot, like in real life.
Yeah.
Like when Charlotte tried to that one time, like Jade, I think, would pull it off. So you know why Nia is going to win the Queen of the Ring?
Tell me.
So for the optics of the woman that wins Queen of the Ring, remember we were talking about it last week, how it was going to be weird? Who's the one female wrestler that already wears a fucking scuba suit?
Yeah, but Zelina did look fine last year when she did it.
But Nia wears a goddamn scuba suit.
Yeah.
So it like already fits. And this is going to have way more eyes on it than any of the other Saudi shows have.
I think
it's her gear. I guarantee it's her gear.
It makes more sense for her to win too.
Because you can't have you send Jade in like Christmas sweater and slacks. No, she's Jade Cargill, a big fat one that wears a scuba suit already. I just hope she doesn't hurt Lyra Valkyrie. Because she's awesome.
Yeah.
And Nia.
How do you really feel?
I just wish she would find a nice job as a secretary somewhere, or a botanist. Be a botanist, or like a train conductor. You're not a pro wrestler. You're The Rock's cousin.
Like a metro train conductor.
Yeah. I know she's 6'5" or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't translate if you don't like try and exercise and practice. She's also like super selfish. She didn't sell for Jade fucking Cargill.
The spine buster was noticeable.
Jade Cargill's the most intimidating looking woman like on earth, and she wouldn't sell for that.
Yeah. And also you mentioned it, and that was one of the gripes I had. I mentioned a couple minutes ago. I don't like how dumb Jade looked in this. Like,
no, she looks a total idiot. Super like, and full view, big giants, like guess you don't care about the tournament.
Like her daughter was fine. Like
all she said was your mom sucks. It wasn't like MJF dumping a drink on her head or something.
Also, like the kid didn't come alone.
Yeah, she was screaming at
I'm sure there was
Nia Jax too. Like
there was another parent around. Like if she's in,
it didn't read to me like Jade was just so angry. It was just like, oh, she tried to hit me with the chair, so I'm gonna hit her with the chair.
Yeah.
It didn't even seem like she was mad.
No,
just stupid. Like
you're not a good look.
And after she had such a great match last week.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna stumble, let's stumble now and let's pick up.
Can Nia stumble out of the company?
She stumbles everywhere she goes.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, it's like a weeble wobble. But they never fall down.
She's not an athlete.
Neither are weeble wobbles. Actually, those are pretty athletic. They
or an actor.
Never fall down.
Like,
so we have.
Do I like Tamina better than Nia Jax? I've hated Tamina for so long; it's just become part of who I am.
Hey, really quickly,
I think Tamina
really
is better than Nia Jax.
Not in the finals yet, just so you know. It's Nia against Bianca next.
I thought she was already going to finals. Oh, she's going to finals.
We'll see. Whoever wins this is
Bianca versus Lyra would be fucking awesome.
Lyra Valkyrie would be a fun one too, because like that's like, how do you strap a
did
rocket
you see
to somebody?
Did you see the thing that leaked?
No.
There was a picture that leaked of Nia and Lyra in their scuba suits, like on a, and then they took it down right away. But Lyra and Bianca would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, Lyra's great. Looking forward to her being the only Irish competitor on the Raw. She
got talked down to again this week.
Yes, she did.
Every goddamn week.
Yeah. We still have another show to do. Shit. DIY versus Angel and Berto, 7 minutes, 55 seconds. I noticed Tommaso Ciampa's dyeing his beard now. He doesn't look nearly as menacing anymore.
Doesn't matter. DIY. No more Goldie. We give up the hope.
Yeah. But we had A-Town Down Under on commentary.
That's where they belong, not in the ring.
Corey Graves asks both of them if are there any teams that have impressed them, and Grayson Waller goes, you got these two flops who did well in NXT. Congrats. These are the major leagues, lads. Keep cosplaying as your bosses. Maybe you'll get something good. And Grayson Waller is extremely good on commentary.
He's good at talking in general. His character stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Even his stupid little boxing shimmy is like, it works.
Yeah.
I've liked him forever. He just can't wrestle.
Yeah. Meet me in the middle. Finish on Umberto Carrillo for the win. So DIY wins.
Yeah, I think I may have nodded off for that one.
Yeah, I wrote notes. I don't want to read them. They're all fine. Like they don't give a shit. Like when the wrestlers don't give a shit, I got a real and then
we've talked about the enthusiasm thing. Nonstop. Yeah. We just saw Bianca and Tiffany with a lot of enthusiasm, and you know what? It was energizing to both of us to watch that exciting thing.
I have heard people say on podcasts that like they address the enthusiasm thing, and wrestlers get really fucking defensive. They're like, what do you mean we're not doing it? How dare you? I'm like, bitch, I have eyeballs. I can tell you're not.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell when I'm watching a baseball team that's 20 games out of first with a week left in the season. Like, they don't give a fuck.
And 5 years later, they admit that shit, too.
Yeah.
It's not like they never say, like, no, we always tried it. Like, no,
we could tell, man.
Stop trying.
We could tell. can watch them.
I'll give the wrestlers this. If you're in the WWE, I think part of that is that they work that grind that's not a reasonable thing to ask people to do. They wrestle way too much. They travel way too much still. Yeah. And you can't, it's no way for any human being without the aid of some pretty heavy duty narcotics to stay like motivated and energized doing that.
Didn't Candice and Johnny Gargano have a baby not too long ago?
Yeah, like she was back like 2 seconds after she.
Right? So like, are they traveling with their baby? Like, yeah, there's fine.
But there are also some people who are never motivated, like Nia Jax.
But also too, like, don't be bitchy when it's called out.
Yeah,
like you don't look like you're having fun.
You're doing an art form, and people critique art forms.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
If you are just tuning in for the first time, this is the Blue Thunder Pod.
And if there's like a podcast critic that criticizes us, all power to him.
Yeah. I'd love that.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear how big of a bag of shit I am.
I guarantee a dork that reviews podcasts would not be funny at all. So we could like toast him if we had to.
Yeah. At the 1 hour and 14 minute mark and 34 seconds, he just called himself a bag of shit. Bags of shit constitute minimum 5 pounds of shit. He's at least 8 pounds of shit. He's more of a satchel of shit.
2 stars.
Wade and Corey Graves are acknowledging there's QR codes. And then they show a clip from the WWE Twitch channel of like a psychotherapist.
And they did a couple of dimmy things on both shows.
This is kind of dumb because WWE, they said it's the WWE Twitch channel. WWE, I guarantee, knows everyone that's logging into their Twitch channel. They'd be able to see who's posting fucking videos on their Twitch channel. I know too much about how the internet works.
I mean, Twitch is not like rocket science. I've done Twitch.
Yeah. But if it's a company-owned account, they're login.
They very much have, yeah.
You can see where fucking Bo Dallas is loading up these things.
They did a better job with the lead into Bray's return. I wish they would put that kind of effort into this.
Yeah.
Because that was really cool.
Yeah. Backstage, Byron Saxton, AJ Styles. This I kind of liked. Byron asks him, where do we go from here? Or where does AJ go from here?
I'm going to fall off the edge of the earth.
He goes, where do I go from here? You saw the match in Lyon, France. Backlash, Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. Unbelievable. I was this close and I lost. Then I had a chance to redeem myself. King of the Ring tournament, and I lost in the first round to Randy Orton. Where do I go from here? Next week, I go to Nick Aldis' office, and we'll find out where we go from there.
It's not like it's a dead end. As much as I'm not a huge fan, Randy Orton's a 14-time world champ. Not like losing to him is not like, oh, I have to retire.
Yeah, he's on a losing streak right now. He needs
Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton.
Yeah, he's
and one of those was a 5-star match.
He needs his good brothers back. Maybe they're going to introduce the trios.
They don't want to work. Yeah.
Backstage, we have. Oh, wait, no, backstage. Oh, we have backstage Byron and Bailey. And
who doesn't deserve her spot?
Was this Byron? Maybe not Byron. I think I missed.
What a fucking weird take.
Caleb?
A weird ass take. That Bailey doesn't deserve her spot because her promos aren't A+.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Vince Russo DoorDash's Subway sandwiches. I have no respect for him. Bailey has asked if she has a new prediction for the Queen of the Ring since Jade is out. Bailey said it's packed now that we got Nia, Bianca, Piper Niven, and Chelsea Green walking at this point. Piper Niven's like snoring, and Chelsea Green shakes her awake. Chelsea says, Piper, wake up. Bailey's done speaking. Piper says, oh, thank goodness for that. Corey Graves? Chelsea Green. They have the same initials. You, Miss Bailey, are the only reason that Piper lost last week because you sprinkled your bad Bailey juju all over us. Bailey says, actually,
she's good Bailey now, though. With terrible music, but she's good Bailey now.
She's good Bailey. She's got to answer for her sins from Miss Bianca Belair because she keeps calling that.
I do like that they keep doing it. Like, apologize or something.
Yeah, she's gonna get her ass
beat.
Heel Bianca's going to beat the shit out of her. Actually, we don't have time to talk right now. This is Bailey talking. So let's talk next week. Okay? Let's talk in the ring. That sounds good. I'll see you next week. And then Piper and Chelsea are grinning, and they seem pretty fucking happy.
How about Nia Jax, like, sprains her ankle? Yeah. Getting out of her Corolla when she's like going in to get her outrageous bars, like twists her ankle. Not really a real injury, but she's a huge like pussy, so she plays it up. So then we have to replace her with Piper Niven in the remainder of the Queen of the Ring. Can that happen?
Yeah. All I heard was I forgot Nutrageous was a product. I used to love those.
They were delicious.
Oh, they're the best.
But they're like 8 billion calories and all sugar. This is why Nia Jax loves him.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It's never in lieu of a salad.
No. It's I'm depressed and it's like I'm walking out of the grocery store and that's right there and that'll make me feel better.
Yeah, that is 800 calories of happiness followed by immediate depression.
Yeah.
King of the Ring match: Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes. Went 10 minutes 38 seconds.
Gentlemen's 3 stars. Pretty good.
This was good. Yeah. Carmelo's focusing on a knee the whole match.
It's a little more Randy Orton-y than the last one was, but no, neither was AJ Styles. Carmelo's great. So.
Yeah.
I do like Randy's general shift, though. I still think he's a tag wrestler, but his general shift was good.
I love that part of his move set is this backdrop on the announce table.
Yeah.
He does 2 of them, and then he goes for a third one. It doesn't work out.
It is. They did it again, so I think it's got to be vintage Orton. I think you were right.
I wrote it as vintage Orton, yeah. Yeah, Carmelo's young. They're playing up the cocky angle. And Randy's just...
That's what he was, honestly. He's kind of a baller guy, a wide receiver kind of dude.
I see. He does 3 of the backdrops on the table because the crowd chants one more and he obliges. During the commercial, when we come back from commercial, they show us that during commercial there was a springboard clothesline, which they made sure we saw. Which they fucking rarely ever do. Then we're back.
By the way, both shows, I'll just get this out of the way right now. Multiple matches, entrance, commercial, other bullshit, then other entrance.
Yeah, it was tough putting stuff in order. It might seem disjointed, but just I'm not going to put a promo in the middle of my notes for that.
Yeah, no, and that's why I'm doing it like this now. I'm just going to keep calling it out just one time because they keep doing it.
Fair enough. Carmelo, bunch of awesome... I don't want to read all this for the sake of time, but really good chain wrestling, vintage Orton. Yeah,
it was Carmelo doing his fun NXT stuff, and Randy playing the hits, but in a pretty decent way.
Oh, the finish was dope. So Carmelo goes.
Yeah, it was a good finish.
He goes to call back that springboard clothesline that they made sure we saw that happened during commercial, but it gets turned into a dope fucking arcade.
Yeah.
And Randy.
That's a couple good RKOs in a row.
Yeah.
After not having too many out of nowheres in a long time.
Yeah. Randy Orton takes this. I don't know if I loved. He took a few seconds to get the cover. A little salty on the wounds.
A little old school Carney Jericho bullshit right there.
Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga is next, and then the winner of that will face.
That's gonna be an interesting match.
I don't know how it's going to go.
Randy's way bigger than Tama.
Also, too, it's Saudi, so they paid a shitload of money. I can't.
And Randy Orton's the name. They usually go with the names. Yeah. So. Nia Jax.
Who's on the other side in the finals? Gunther and Orton.
Good. That's a super interesting final.
That's a good one. Yeah. Especially since they'll both be in.
I have no idea how that match would look, which is oftentimes the best stuff.
Probably slow.
Kind of, but Gunther's relentless. He doesn't move he's not flying around like Ospreay, but he's always moving forward nonstop. He's fights like Joe Frazier or something where he's just always putting the pressure
Orton's
on.
Also not always super slow anymore.
He's not as methodical as he used to be. He actually understands that people like to see motion in the ring.
Yeah.
Now,
Kathy Kelly goes to interview Orton afterwards. The bloodline comes out, and then this is actually good. I'll read this. Hold on. Are you meaning to tell me the bloodline is going to come out and try to intimidate me? Ladies and gentlemen, maybe the bloodline forgot exactly who I am. So let me reintroduce you to me. My name is Randy freaking Orton. I'm a 14-time. 14
motherfuckers.
Yeah, typo. Or no, verbal typo.
Oh, yeah, he just missed
World Heavyweight Champion and soon to be King of the Ring. Since we're doing introductions, Tama, next week in Saudi Arabia, I'm going to introduce my foot directly up your ass. Following that, I will reintroduce you to the 3 most deadly dangerous letters in sports entertainment are KO. And he's spitting everywhere like a rabid madman.
Maniac. Yeah, good point, though. Try to intimidate him. He's 6'6". Yeah. He's won 14 world titles. He's burned down three wrestlers' houses over the course of the last 15 years. You're not going to intimidate Randy goddamn Orton.
No. Home V. He's making out with the bosses knockout wife. So
3 inferior, smaller Samoans. Maybe when you bring Fatu in, that he can be intimidating. He's gonna make those guys look like shit because he's like Umaga, and they're not like Umaga.
Yeah, that's fine though.
Yeah,
that's fine. What do you think of SmackDown?
Fine. I thought, but honestly, both shows. I'll just give you my review right now. They're fine.
Yeah.
I like not the highs of last week by any stretch, but there was really good stuff. There was one great match. So like the Bianca Tiffany match was fantastic. Any show that has a great match, I'll give it at least a fine.
Right. We have one more show to do. We have Monday Night Raw from Greensboro, North Carolina at the Greensboro Coliseum. Distributed 9,898 tickets. The last time an event was ran at the Greensboro Coliseum was AEW Revolution, which had about twice as many tickets sold because it was
Sting's retirement
match.
I think it was because of Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita.
All these are correct answers. No dark matches on Raw because all the dark matches on Raw were real matches. I'm sorry, all the dark matches on SmackDown were real matches on Monday Night Raw. We have an opening of Io Sky pulling up in a BMW, and then seeing Dakota and Kairi Sane. Michael Cole thinks it's Jey Uso coming up because it's a really flashy car. He's like, oh, there's Jey Uso. You know
what Michael Cole needs to do? Learn more than 15 move names. Because he knows 15 move names.
Jordan.
He doesn't know fucking most of the move. He's been doing wrestling commentary for 30 years.
Yeah.
He knows no move names.
Yeah.
Randy Orton slipped up, by the way, at the end of SmackDown. I forgot to mention. He said, I'm the greatest sports entertainer. And
I like that.
They're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
It's everybody's doing wrestler now. Which I like because sports entertainment, we got used to it, so it sounds okay to our ear now. But if you think about it, sports entertainer is the dumbest goddamn thing ever.
Yes.
So wrestler.
Yeah. So there's that. We have Lyra Valkyria walking through the parking lot. Gunther and Mr. Tiffy Time walking into the empty stands alone in the arena. I'm calling him Mr. Tiffy Time from now on.
Gunther?
Ludwig Kaiser.
Oh, Ludwig Kaiser. Yeah. My note on Ludwig Kaiser was he strikes me as the type of dude who waxes his entire body below his chin. So he's like completely like a hairless cat.
Yeah.
If you took like his turtleneck off or whatever. Like very shiny and with zero body hair.
He owns wetsuits.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I get. And then we have Jey Uso walking into the parking lot. Opening match, Intercontinental Championship match, Sami Zayn versus Chad.
Yeah, so what the fuck? I thought that our stupid triple threat was going to lead to this as the finish of the feud. What the fuck was this?
Not only was this stupid, this was way too much effort on one show to get me to care about something.
Yeah.
Like, way too overexposed.
Mm-hmm. And these two just had a way better match like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Sami Zayn cut the longest fucking promo to start this show.
Yeah, it was not his best work.
No. Fuck it, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw. We are 5 days away from King and Queen of the Ring, live in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I find myself in a triple threat match versus Bronson Reed and Chad Gable for my Intercontinental Championship. And it's funny, I was actually asked in an interview today, Sammy, why would you put up your championship in a triple threat match?
They should have asked him, Sammy, why are you willing to go to the blood money country of Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, especially with your ethnicity. Everybody knows the champion has a disadvantage. You don't even need to be pinned or submitted to lose your title, and I tried to explain it, and I'll try to explain it to you guys because I've got two very different issues on my hands, and I'd rather deal with them both at the same time. Because on one hand, we have a very, very personal issue in the form of Chad Gable, because Chad, you don't German suplex a man out of his wife's arms in his hometown in front of his 78-year-old father and expect nothing bad to happen to you.
That's a good point.
Well, also, too, like, one, maybe don't give your back to somebody if you don't
that was
want...
the one I made fun of because he was like, oh, no.
And also, too, like, no one in serious real life has ever been German. Like, a German suplex has not ruined somebody's life.
Yeah, no, like, it does exist. It doesn't look anything like a professional wrestling German suplex. So you're on the mat and you, like, pull a guy back.
But I can't imagine... Unless, like, you're in a bar fight and actually guy, like, pull... Actually, that's...
If Takeshita hit you with one...
Yeah, well, if Takeshita...
It would change your life.
You wouldn't have to worry because you wouldn't be of this earth anymore.
Yeah.
Because he'd probably punch you in the face afterwards. So make no mistake, Chad, you've got an ass-kicking coming your way. And the other issues with Bronson Reed, very different. It's not personal, Bronson Reed.
It's just that I watched Jeff Cobb last week, and he was so much better than your ass.
He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about my family. He doesn't care about Chad Gable. He only cares about one thing: donuts. And if it's this right, I'm sorry. Yeah, and it's the Intercontinental.
Upside down donuts because he's from Australia.
That's fair. Where the donuts flush in the other
New Zealand.
This is what he wants. So the way I see it is, this is a pretty interesting match. It's like a fight between the mind, the body, and the soul. It is not.
It's a fat, bad wrestler, and then two guys that we'd rather see in a pay-per-view, like in a stepped-up match.
The mind is Chad Gable, one of the most manipulative, crafty superstars of all time. Fat, bad wrestler. That's funny. The body is the strength, the unmatched brute force of Bronson Reed. And the soul is
unmatched, except by the guy we're going to see in about 30 seconds here.
Yeah.
Who also has personality.
Yeah. Also, you're talking about Olympian Chad Gable.
Yeah.
But no, he's not the body. He's the mind.
No, Otis is who I was talking about.
Oh, Otis. I'm
strength,
sorry.
the unmatched strength. Otis is stronger.
Yeah. He's bone on bone though. I still feel bad for him.
Yeah.
And the soul is Sami Zayn. And if I'm putting my money down on a fight between mind, body, and soul, I'm betting on soul every single time because it is that soul, that heart, that passion. That is why I'm holding this right now.
Your body's kind of important in a fight.
Yeah. Also, too, why does soul get heart and passion?
Yeah.
Body get
You're
heart?
adding. Yeah. I feel like we need to consult the Pixar movie Inside here.
He
like that,
lumped a bunch of shit in there.
And like also with Soul, you get like a tank, like a German Mauser tank. Comes with Soul.
Oh, that's funny. That's good. Why is this is why I was able to beat the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time at WrestleMania, and that is why King and Queen of the Ring this Saturday, I will walk out still the Intercontinental Champion. Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy come out. Chad Gable's got a dope Rocky 1 robe on. I really like that. Black and gold.
I like his whole like vibe since it's just a heel turn. He's got a very good like dick face look. Like it's believable.
He sure does.
I feel like he's more clean shaven than he was like before.
He's got 5 blade razors now.
Yeah.
Hold on, Sammy. Did I hear you call me manipulative? Me manipulative? I'm manipulative? Let me ask you this, Sammy. Did I manipulate you into beating Gunther at WrestleMania? No, I coached you selflessly, I might add, into winning that championship. Valid point.
He did just say you got to do it yourself, like at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but he was training with him for a month,
like a week. Remember, it should have been a month, but it was a very, very rushed right at the end.
Yeah. No, that's my problem, everybody. I figured it out. I'm too damn nice. I've been too nice to you, and I've been way too nice to these 3 clowns standing behind me. Take Maxine, for example. Miss Maxine. Now, Saturday, you should be in Saudi Arabia competing in the championship and the finals of the Queen of the Ring. But you're not going to be, are you?
Why would your expectations be that?
Because she blew her opportunity.
You should be on a dark match of like a MLW show or something. Like,
be fighting in Chicago Ridge.
Yeah.
And Tozawa,
just in wrestling school.
Yeah, Tozawa, you did exactly 0% of the damage I asked you to do against Bronson Reed last week. Failure. Which brings me to you, Otis. And then there's massive Otis chants. Right? This guy's over.
I can't wait for Otis to do his thing.
He's fucking good. He's so much personality.
It's going to be a great like pop moment.
Yeah.
And he finally stands up for himself.
Yes.
I would like him to kind of reach across and grab Gable's head and then smash it and it explodes like in Scanners.
Yeah.
Because it feels like he could do that.
Yeah.
Like Crush's old move, but he could actually do that.
Talking like the Mountain Game of Thrones.
Yes, exactly.
Last week against Sami Zayn, you proved once again, my friend, by far away, you are the biggest disappointment on the planet. Sammy goes,
Bronson Reed's right there.
It's the same guy. Sammy says, all right, that's enough of that. I think we all heard just about enough out of you. You know what? Actually, I got a question. Gable goes, what? And he goes, no. The question's not for you. Question's for the Alpha Academy. How much longer are you guys going to deal with this guy's crap? Chad says, hey, Sammy, you don't talk to the Alpha Academy. I talk to my peoples. I see what you're doing. You said it yourself. I'm the brains of this operation. You're trying to drive a wedge. Fortunately for me, they've already rededicated themselves to me in my journey to reestablish respect to the Alpha Academy. Oh, and let me just say, Sammy, I am sick and tired of hearing you talk about your heart and your soul. It's pathetic. In Saudi Arabia, I don't have to pin you to win that championship, but I'm going to pin you, and I'm not just talking. I'm sorry. I'm not just taking your title. I'm taking your soul. Got some use.
Does he get the tank? The soul?
Oh, is it like when you beat a guy and he drops all his items?
Yeah, takes the soul. We established that the tank comes as part of the soul part. Yeah. So do you get the tank then too?
Would you get the soul?
You can like ride as like DX used to. You can ride that tank.
Is this like Marvel, like the soul stone? Like you have to sacrifice?
That
to
would
get
be.
the soul?
Who would he kill?
Bronson Reed.
Tozawa, right? No, like we'd want him to kill Bronson Reed, but
Yeah.
Tozawa's like real light. He could throw him off the thing.
He's not doing much.
He's a comedy actor. It's not funny.
Yeah. And then he would be the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's mind and soul.
Who's got heart from Captain Planet? That'd be Sammy and too probably.
I just wish
or
Huey
Hook. Hook's
Lewis
got heart.
was fighting in this so he could have heart and soul. That was fun for me.
Yeah, what we're talking about was not fun, which is why we're making it fun now.
It's super long, and we're making it longer by just trying to make it fun, but it's not helping. It's helping a little.
It's helping.
I'm having a nice time. The idea of each of them getting a vehicle with their heart, mind, and soul is very fun for me.
We should start a Saturday morning cartoon show like that. Like it's my soul tank. It's my brain copter.
It's like Pro Stars, but with
yeah.
Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, and Bronson Reed. Ugh. Sami Zayn said, well, that's all well and good, but last I checked, Saudi Arabia is not for another 5 days, and last I checked, we're in Greensboro, North Carolina. Last I checked, you and I are scheduled for one-on-one competition tonight.
For some goddamn reason.
I don't. And I'm dressed and ready to go. It looks like you're dressed and ready to go. Let's do it right here, right now.
And a non-title.
Is it non-title?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. They didn't say for the belt, I don't think, at the beginning.
Let me double check here. I wrote that it was for.
And wait, what was the finish? Didn't Gable win?
Gable. Oh yeah, he would be Intercontinental Champion. Good point. Not non-title match. So then we had a match.
Was Triple H on vacation or something?
He's in Saudi Arabia. He already landed.
Mm-hmm.
He was not at the show. This match went 16 minutes 7 seconds. It's a good match.
It was fine, but they just had a really good match, so it made me think this match sucked ass, even though it was fine.
Yeah. The main beats of the match were Chad Gable's trying to encourage Alpha Academy members to be on his side in the form of
intervene.
Helping him win against Sami Zayn via physical contact. So a couple times, Sami Zayn's like draped 619 pre Rey Mysterio kicking him in the face style. And Maxine Dupree goes to slap him, and she can't quite do it. She can't quite do it. Happens again later. Akira Tozawa can't quite do it. Just can't quite do it. And then toward the end of the match, we see Sami Zayn goes to the ropes. Chad Gable throws Sami Zayn to the outside, right by Otis's feet, and Chad Gable distracts the ref. And Otis almost gets him. Otis almost attacks Sami Zayn, but he stops. He backs off. Chad Gable throws Sami Zayn.
Shakespeare.
Throws Sami Zayn. Chad Gable comes out of the ring, throws Sami Zayn back in the ring, and he gets in Otis's face. Then he slaps Otis right in the face, and Chad Gable grabs the Intercontinental title belt. Chad Gable goes to hit Sami Zayn with the title, and it's reversed into a corner exploder.
That always looks cool.
Yeah. Chad Gable still has the Intercontinental title, and the ref takes it away. And because these refs are so fucking interested in housekeeping, you can't just like toss it to like
way more
somebody
interested
outside.
than the people in the ring.
He has to walk into the proper part of the ring, right? So the ref takes the title. And
I'm gonna walk this up to the skybox. Just don't do anything bad while I'm gone.
Sami Zayn sets up for the Huluva kick, and Otis hops on the ring apron and he clotheslines Sami Zayn. Pat McAfee goes Stockholm Syndrome on Monday Night Raw. Made me laugh. And then the finish was a Chaos Theory to Sami Zayn for the W.
And a non-title match.
And
a feud that I thought this was going to be the pay-per-view match. It was going to be awesome.
It would have been awesome. My only hope is something that we see a little bit later that's going to make this somehow better down the road. Because right now it feels like, all right, this is fine, but like this could be better. This is like getting like dollar store mustard, but like then somebody shows up with like homemade like German restaurant mustard. You're like, this is gonna make it way. It's the same shit, but it's gonna be way better.
It's gonna change things. Yeah. I'm very reticent because of the involvement of Bronson Reed that this will do anything but suck.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
He sucks. He sucks the fun out of stuff.
Not great.
It's Mike Kazecki of pro wrestling.
It's one for two people, one of which isn't listening. So the crowds, I do like that they're starting to do the "You suck" chant to his music, like in the cage.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I think Gable's doing great. Like
Gable's
all the stuff he's doing. Actually, Otis shared too when with the Sammy thing. He looked really sad. I was like sad for Otis. Yeah. I'm like, Otis, you got to stand up for yourself, buddy.
He's always been
He's just
when
great.
He was doing the Mandy Rose
yes,
shit.
he's great.
Awesome.
He's been great at everything he's done.
Yeah.
I don't know why they had to make him a joke character for like 4 years.
He's fucking funny.
He is super funny,
Yeah.
but you can be a dominant wing. The Rock was funny.
Yeah.
Like,
But Vince saw a big fat guy, and he's like, I didn't say his full name. I don't got to tell you. But people were stereotyped for a long time in that company, man.
yeah.
And like they're trying something here. Hopefully, like they're breaking them out because that would be amazing. Former Money in the Bank winner Otis.
Yeah.
By the way. They go to Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, and they're acknowledging the QR codes like they did on SmackDown. And then Michael Cole says that the therapist, he's like, I watched a video from that QR code from SmackDown last week, and there was a therapist in that video, and she's now missing. And then they just casually move on. It's just been an
Probably
abduction.
dead or something. I don't know.
It's been a fucking abduction.
Maybe she got thrown in the Chicago River with all of those dudes that like statistics or
right by the salt shed.
victims of a serial killer the last 15 years.
You go see Bad Religion and Social Distortion, you might end up in the river. They do a package for Io Sky. Really good package. They keep focusing
Real
on the
big,
she's the
meaty,
gene-
thick, veiny package.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there.
It was not very subtle about it, Dave. Yeah.
They
Like
keep.
Malachi Black's too thick for a wedding ring dick.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor Zelina.
This stuff is boring. That's why I'm doing
Yeah,
this.
no, you're fine. I do like that they call her the genius of the sky, but the whole promo she's in water.
Yeah.
That's all I paid attention. I wrote this whole thing down. It's cool. Whatever. It's hyping up her match against Lyra Valkyria coming up in the Queen of the Ring. Next, we have Jackie Redmond and the Alpha Academy backstage. Jackie congrats them on the victory, but she has to ask about Otis's involvement. Is that all part of the master plan? Then we hear a bunch of metal clanging. In the background, you see blue hair, so it's obviously Zelina Vega because she's a cosplayer, and somebody in the LWO.
It's like Brian Cage if he couldn't wrestle.
Somebody in the LWO got attacked, and Jackie Redmond says, "It's chaos back here."
I bet a Mexican guy attacked the LWO guy.
I don't even know. Was it Cruz del Toro? I think it was. Back to Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. This is right after Jackie Redmond says this is chaos back here in a developing story. Pat McAfee, Michael Cole, much like the missing therapist, could not give less of a shit.
Who cares?
Zero. Like Bobby Heenan would have like had a puffer out.
We're talking about it 3 weeks down the line, and like,
man. Next we had Braun Breaker versus Kale Dixon, minute 53 seconds.
Braun Breaker like teleported around the ring. He's moving so fast.
This was his Raw debut.
I like how pissed he was. Why the fuck? He's good points. He's like, the fuck are you putting me in here with enhancements
He was
talent?
angry.
Like,
Super
I'm
annoyed. He
murdering mid Carters.
Yeah.
Like,
And this mid-carder was a former Bachelorette contestant, which made it even more
well,
problematic.
is he a heel, Braun? No, I thought he was like an angry babyface, but he very much did a heel thing at the end of this. Like, stopped the match, and then he tried to like kill the guy.
Yeah. Maybe he just... probably heel. Like, if he's got a powerful moveset like that, like, make him a...
He's such a good babyface.
But he's also, like, a very dominant heel.
Yeah,
So,
but he's also super funny and charismatic.
but right now at the top of the card, you have, like, I'm trying to be over as a babyface Damian Priest champion.
Yeah, but he's not going to get over. He sucks.
no,
Braun
but-
rules.
No, but face champion.
Yeah.
Sammy's a face champion.
I'm not saying you got to make him
Tag champs
champ.
are face champions. My point is, like, they're, like, have some heels to work with.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather see him work top guys as a heel instead of just floundering as a babyface.
He's not going to flounder no matter what he does. That dude is like an undeniable one. He's in the Osprey category.
But give him something to do now to get him, like, out there immediately.
I get irritated because I actually kind of paid attention to his NXT, his run or the development of his character.
Yeah.
And we're back to square one with that.
Yeah.
Like the character he ended up being in NXT was like so great that now I feel like, we got to wait 2 years or something now to get back to that.
Right.
And there's no need. The guy's like he's like Kurt Angle. He's got tons of charisma, great like comic timing. He can also be very scary. He's incredible in the ring. Just let him do that. Don't do this stupid whatever storyline you're doing where you, for no reason at all, you didn't put him in the tournament because you thought he couldn't handle Jey Uso or something, and then you give him a jobber here, and now he's evil and he wants to kill the jobber for doing his job.
He's gonna get over because he's attacking the authority figure. Like, and that's what it's ultimately gonna lead to, right? So he's gonna be big on the show. He's just gonna
but he could be bigger if you just let him do his personality because he is an entertaining man.
But he's gonna be heel. Dude, I don't like it either, but like they're doing something with him, and all the NXT call-ups that they've put on TV, they're doing pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I'm glad he's like featured and stuff. And my boy Ilya is my favorite wrestler on the show. Right. And the women are, well, at least one of the women is fucking murdering it. So yeah, they're doing better.
Hasn't done shit
I just feel like Braun is way past this. Like Jade's past this. They have her winning titles and stuff. Yeah. Why is Braun not? Braun's been wrestling longer, and like he's way better.
I mean, let's see what happens when we do this next week. Maybe they have some development after they get a giant fucking payday house show out of the way.
Yeah.
So who knows? But yeah, Braun looks super annoyed that he even has to wrestle this match. He's talking to himself in the corner, and then he turns around and just spears the shit out of this guy, throws him out of the ring. So what the fuck's this guy's name? Cale Dixon. He's on like the opposite side of the ring as Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker sprints around the ring at 1,000 miles an hour. He's running.
He does the Braun Strowman thing like 5 times faster than Braun Strowman.
It's unrealistically fast. And I'm looking at his legs. I'm like, he doesn't look like any bigger than anybody else.
He runs like a running back.
Yeah, he's super fucking fast. They remind us that he runs the ropes at 23 miles per hour,
which he also showcased.
Pat McAfee says he's speeding in some schools. Every left. Braun throws him back in the ring. Dude collapses, and there's a ref stoppage. Which good, make him look like not only make him look like a badass, but he's also annoyed, and like a ref stoppage just is a bigger waste of his time. So
it wins a win though, Ron. You don't have to kill the poor guy,
right? But he wants to, right? The ref
goes killed the ref.
He does. The ref tries to raise his hand. Braun Breaker pulls it away. He's just standing there. He's standing there like a parent in Target when their child is like their toddler's like 10 feet away, just screaming.
This is not my wolf dog, Dave.
No.
I want my wolf dog back.
He's taking his motivation and he's making it work wherever he can. I know.
Reverted to first 6 months of NXT.
I know, dude. This is what I felt when Punk came back. I'm like, talk shit.
Yeah,
please talk shit.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, all right, let it play out. The jobber gets to his feet, and then Braun hits the ropes 3 times and spears the balls out. He shoves the jobber out of the ring, gets the steel steps, raises him over his head, and several agents and refs have to stop him from doing so. So he drops the steps, and now the steps are standing on their side. So the V that like tucks into the ring, not like where you initially walk up like the back of them, that's facing upward. So this guy is like coming to, and he's putting his like head in between that V, which I've never seen this before. Braun Breaker gets a chair and he hits the back of his head into that V. And then the
crevasse.
Yeah, it looked implausible.
Yeah.
But, EMTs come out with a gurney, which I mean they're making him look like a fucking real problem.
He is a real problem.
Yeah,
but
they're presenting him as such. And
I guess I have to get past it. Like nobody pays no WWE fan especially pays any attention to NXT at all. Like
this guy included.
But they like. You knew Braun Breaker, and they also made a big bidding war that ultimately meant nothing. But like, they did a big bidding war.
Yeah, but that's why he's so pissed off.
And then he's been on the main roster, beating real people.
That's why he's so pissed off right now.
But like, yeah, he's pissed off. But it also still doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why would they be booking him like in story? Why would this asshole keep putting him in matches against like enhancement guys and not letting him compete?
Because he wants. Because Adam Pearce is preoccupied with his shiny toys right now. He's like, we got this guy here. We got him. He's really kind of outspoken. So I'll give him something. Here's something to do. That's not what he wants, though. He's
2 inches from Braun's face, and Braun very clearly is like looking at him like, I'm going to break your neck.
Yeah.
So he should register that and be like, but okay, you can wrestle Carlito or whatever.
He's preoccupied. He's over here.
Maybe he needs to step down if he can't multitask, Dave.
No, he's booking his talent. Talent doesn't like how they're being booked, and he's going to keep doing this until he gets Adam Pearce's attention.
Yeah,
and then that's where it's going. I know, dude. I know.
I just feel like we already did the big. We already know he's a big deal because we already did the.
That's why this
the
is
weeks and weeks of bidding war. So then you can jump right into a program. You don't have to do all this nonsense.
That's why you're so angry. Because they already did the work.
I'm angry because I don't want to watch Bill Goldberg's 1997 with this guy.
But he's doing a thing where he's like he heard everything you just said. He already knows.
Yeah.
I was brought in. I was a huge signing. I was NXT champ. I was a fucking dominant NXT champ. I have this massive pedigree. My father's a fucking Steiner brother.
I think all of that is like it makes sense for his character, and he's doing a great job with what he's been given. I just don't like the booking.
Yeah.
I think that like he was already a star. People were like going nuts for him when he showed up. You don't need to go back and like reestablish him or something. You could have put him out there with like Gunther the first week.
Well, we said he should have took the IC title off of him, and I still stand by that.
Yeah.
I'm not stoked that Sami Zayn's Intercontinental Champion.
I love that match, but the situation would have been better if it was Braun.
Yeah, it would have been a star-making moment. So this guy's gonna be rocket fuel to the moon. He's still
he's awesome.
He's sitting in a 400-degree oven right now. He's gonna be very good. Backstage, we have the jobber being wheeled. I refuse to scroll up and look at his name again.
Enhancement talent.
Yeah.
Don't be racist.
He's a jobber. He's a bachelorette jobber. He's being wheeled on into the ambulance, and Adam Pearce is at his side. Braun Breaker walks up. Adam Pearce goes, Braun, I never been good with math, but
or booking or
but you make
conversation
this add up for me. What were you thinking? And Braun goes, you can't control me. You didn't put me in King of the Ring. That's on you. So now he's going to just be a big piece of shit for Adam Pearce to deal with.
He does a fun thing on this show.
Oh yes, eventually. What was not a fun thing was backstage. We see Lyra Valkyria walking, and Becky Lynch walks in.
She just makes me feel bad.
I don't want her. On
my life gets grayer when she's on my screen.
Becky Lynch goes, there she is. You've come a long way for this. You sacrificed.
Just about tussled her hair again.
Yeah.
I want Lyra to stab her next time she does that.
With a.
She's like a little hidden blade, like a little blade right between the ribs, just pop, 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 like three of them.
Like a hidden blade. Huh?
Yeah.
Hidden blade.
Hidden blade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
She said, you sacrificed a lot for this. I've been in the ring with you. I know how good you are. You go show them why this is all worth it. All right? And then Lyra goes, Becky, I got this. Becky's like, you got this.
I never should say, Becky, I'm going to take the fucking title off you because we are in a wrestling company, and that's the goal.
Yeah. Well, if the goal was to have a good match, she certainly fucking did. Queen of the Ring match was Lyra Valkyria versus Io Sky. Went 19 minutes.
All form of
16 seconds. Jesus Christ, this was a good match.
It was the best match of the night. Yeah. Both of the better women's tournament matches were the best matches of their respective shows. I think I liked the Bianca Tiffany a little better because of the pace of it, and I liked that 9 minutes. I love hard hitting.
There's also more character work there.
Yeah,
like we already know those characters a little bit better.
This match it kicked ass though.
It was so good.
And I think it deserved the length of time it got to. Usually, Triple H loves doing long matches, but this didn't feel like it dragged on or anything for me.
No.
That enziguri that Lyra does just looks dope every time she does it.
Terrific worker.
Yeah.
It just wish she had more clothes on.
Yeah.
Fucking Vince Russo.
What a harlot.
Yeah. God forbid she be comfortable while she's being a world-class athlete.
Vince Russo jerks off to like questionable porn too, and then he goes on TV and like says mean stuff about women and goes back to his basement and does stuff that's like, is it legal in this state? I'm not sure. Like, yeah, definitely.
He's got a VPN. He abuses it. Io's coming off a little cocky here, which is nice. Kind of played into the promo that we didn't cover word for word.
I mean, it was in Japanese.
It was subtitled. I did write it down, but I'm like, I don't want to read it.
It'd be funny if you were just like oh my god, like Stush with Mexican with Spanish.
Spanish, yeah. They do cow and elbow tie up, so traditional wrestling, couple pinning combos. Lyra Valkyria does a middle rope crossbody, goes to commercial. When we come back, she has Io's back, and then Io. I never saw this. Io jumps between the middle and bottom rope to escape. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's brilliant.
Io's the last like 3 matches, she's doing a bunch of weird stuff that I like new to me, and I've been watching her wrestle for a long time, but like it's stuff I haven't seen her do.
She's confident as fuck, and you can tell.
It's like it's similar to Deeb when Deeb does that like thing to get out of the ring. Yes. Like she just knows she can do it so well that she no second thoughts. She just does it,
and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Lyra Valkyria is sitting in the corner, and Io is standing on her chest.
Mm-hmm.
And then Io kicks her feet up like vertically and then swings into like a drop kick. Mm-hmm. That just looks brutal all the time. Io does a double underhook backbreaker on her, like a fairy tale ending, but drops into a backbreaker.
Who was the first one? Scott Steiner?
That did that?
I think so.
Sounds like
first one I ever saw. I think it was a Steiner one.
Yeah. Lyra grabs Io's foot and then turns it into a German with one knee bent, which somehow makes it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple kicks send Io outside. Baseball slide above the middle rope, like a drop kick kind of, not underneath the middle rope. And
again, like slightly different thing.
It's noticeable, right? Throws Io back in the ring, and then there's a top rope crossbody and a fisherman buster for a near fall.
We're getting fisherman busters like left and right. After I only got to see him on indie shows for 20 years, now I get to see him like twice a week on WWE television.
They're doing them like where they straighten the leg somehow makes it look.
Yeah, I mean the one Owens did
control.
is like the most dangerous ass looking thing I've ever seen.
Io is hitting a sitting running Meteora. A lot of Meteoras on this show.
She's been big on Meteoras lately.
Yeah. Lyra Valkyria gets Io's back and then rolls her up for a near fall and then transitions to a Billy Goat's curse. And she lifts it off the ground, just dangling her. And then she turns into a bridging pin combination. And then Io flips it into a crossface. Just I'm writing this match
really
like a
good.
fucking Will Ospreay match. Like just sequence.
Well, no, it's different kind of stuff because this is more graps. This is more like Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
But it's like a Zack Sabre Jr. match. Like it's seamless.
Yeah. Io's guy
Lyra, man, we've seen her do a few different styles now because she didn't show this shit in the first couple matches.
She was more brawly.
It was like high impact. I wouldn't call it brawly because she was not quite flippy, not quite brawly, but like kick intensive.
Intense is the word.
But like striker more than this was like this was like Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah. Io goes for a moonsault. Lyra reverses it into a tornado DDT, and then that's reversed. Lyra rolls to the outside, and then Io does a springboard moonsault to the outside. It is not an acai moonsault because her arms were way out. Mm-hmm. Go to commercial. When we're back, there's Bouye punches.
Should be the Ultimo Assault.
Acai moonsault. Bouye punches in the ring when we get back. So they're punching each other. Crowd going Bouye. Io rolls up Lyra, and then
by the way, speaking of Bouyes, Lyra's getting pretty fucking over with just wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, first time out, nobody made a peep. And they've been gradually like, she's a good wrestler.
They're also tying her to Charisma Vacuum Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
So we have something to cheer for. Io misses a corner Meteora. It's then turned into a tornado DDT and then another fisherman buster for a near fall. That's where she kept her legs super straight. It looked great. Io reverses Lyra's finisher into a German. Does a corner Meteora, goes for the over the moonsault. Lyra reverses. She goes for like a topper. She gets her in like a Samoan drop position. Mm-hmm. Io slips out and reverses it into a powerbomb. Mm-hmm. Now that Lyra is laid out, she's going to go for the over the moonsault, but she lands on her feet instead because Lyra moves, and then Lyra goes for the Nightwing. Io drops back behind her and kind of going for a pinning. And Lyra kneels down, Bret Hart, SummerSlam 92 style finish.
And I was waiting for Cole if it was a stolen, or she snuck that one in or stole that, and he didn't. Thank goodness.
Because she won clean.
Yeah.
Super fucking clean.
Exactly. Like you said, Bret Hart. Did a bunch of wins like that.
Yeah.
It's called a pinning combination. It's the way you win a wrestling match.
/ that's how you steal a match. So Lyra's in the finals of the Queen of the Ring, and she faces either Nia Jax or Bianca Belair.
So either I'm going to be so happy and excited and enthused that they're rocket strapping NXT call up to be the Queen of the Ring this fast, or I may have to take like a month-long break from WWE, at least the shows that Nia Jax is on. I think she's going to beat Bianca with more bullshit.
Let's think about it. Like, what's happening with Liv and Becky? Is Liv winning?
Liv's going to win, right? She's fucking better.
Well, like, I'm trying to think. Like, so let's say Liv wins. Now Becky needs something to do. Is she going to, like...
retire?
No, we're not that
Her contract's up.
Then what's she doing all the shit with Lyra Valkyria for? Why is she like...
She's just an asshole. She's Irish, so she's like, you could be the next me.
Yeah, well, she never did this with Sheamus.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. It feels so disingenuous, though. I like to think that Liv's going to win, and then Becky and Lyra are going to have a thing. Which makes me think Lyra wins Queen of the Ring by beating a quote unquote monster heel.
Big tub of goo. I think Nia's going to win the fucking thing because of her scuba suit.
Wishful thinking. I'm going to say liar because I don't think they're going to.
That'd be great.
I don't think they're going to call up a NXT call up to job them out that quickly.
They're not jobbing. She's won 3 straight matches. They're pushing her regardless.
What about
if she gets to the finals, that's still not jobbing out.
What if Becky costs her somehow? I'm good with that. And then you put those two in a program?
Yeah, I suppose. Just Nia Jax.
Just a thought. We'll cover our reviews after this. Afterwards, we have Jackie Redmond. She's in the ring. She goes to interview Lyra Valkyria, but EO grabs the mic and just starts yelling something in Japanese and then quickly leaves.
She seemed like kind of angry, but more frustrated or something. Yeah. It was a different vibe than last time.
Yeah.
I wish I spoke Japanese.
Yeah. I translated it, and it said, oh, my little pretty one, my pretty one. My Sharona.
I put it into Google Translate, and it what I came out was I'm so despondent about this loss that I'm going to go backstage and eat Otis's ass right now. That's Google.
That was
that's the Alphabet Company for people that are.
Oh, sure.
If you want to complain, it's not me.
God damn it, you're firing on all cylinders tonight. Eat Otis's ass. What a terrible way to console yourself from being upset.
She's punishing herself.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
I failed.
I see.
Could be worse. Could be Branson Reed.
Could be Nia Jax.
I don't want a woman to die.
Jackie Redmond asks Lyra Valkyria if she could have imagined she'd be in the finals of the Queen of the Ring. Lyra Valkyria says, "No, Jackie, 3 weeks ago, I could not have imagined I'd be standing here today beating a former women's champion."
I hate that bullshit. You say, yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Because I'm here to win the goddamn title.
Because I'm confident.
Because I'm in the top company in the world for wrestling, and I'm an awesome wrestler.
Yeah.
You don't need to be that, like, humble and humility and
Yeah.
whatever. Like, you're good.
Yeah.
You're winning.
She's
Like,
good.
say it. Be confident.
She's green. That's why Becky's taking her under her wing. She said,
You can make her a worse wrestler.
Yeah, I'd love to see how.
Let me teach you how to do the disarm her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thanks. That'll add to my
Did
repertoire.
you ever catch it? That's a pun? Like, disarm her?
Yeah.
World champion. But the trick is you don't always have to know how you're going to get the job done as long as you believe that you can. And I am now one Nightwing away from becoming a Queen of the Ring. This would have been a better promo if she did it on SmackDown, because then she literally would have been one night away.
Also, like, I know that Nia Jax is at this point when I'm watching the show, I know that Nia Jax is probably going to win Queen of the Ring, so I was just depressed.
Or did you go eat Otis's ass and feel better?
I didn't do anything wrong, so I wasn't going to punish myself.
I see. Oh, that's not just a general way to cheer people.
No. That's if you feel like you need to be punished.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
whipping yourself kind of thing.
Shame thing.
Yeah, you got to go eat Otis's ass.
Very Da Vinci Code of you.
Yeah.
Backstage, we have R-Truth and New Catch Republic. R-Truth is doing the hokey pokey for some reason.
This is where I was really feeling that my note was like, R-Truth needs to either graduate this character, develop him a little bit more, do something else with him, kill the Miz, something. Because I'm kind of bored of it now.
They were supposed to win at WrestleMania, and I never thought past that. I wanted that so badly, and now it's like, I'm good if you go away.
But, like, it does. He could have kept the titles. Just you have to develop. You have to change. Things have to change. You can't just keep everything the same.
No.
Because that is boring.
Well, he went from being very funny and working with the Judgment Day to not being on television and working with nobody.
The Miz.
Yeah. So Miz walks in and asks if R-Truth is good. And R-Truth says he's good and that New Catch Republic are good conversationalists. Tyler Bates says they have to leave, but hopefully they see each other down the road for the tag team titles. Cool. R-Truth says, hey, that long-haired guy named Pete, he's a cool mate. Miz says, we need to focus. JD uses numbers, and with Carlito working, Judgment Day uses numbers, and with Carlito working with them, we could end up at a disadvantage tonight. And R-Truth goes, I got it taken care of, dog. I talked to my good buddy, Andre the Giant. He said he's going to have our back tonight. Truth, I don't know how to tell you this, man, but Andre passed away like 30 years ago. Truth says, passed away what?
I got a little out of that one.
Miz is confused, and Truth goes, trust me, and he walks off. Miz looks to the sky, and he goes, Andre, we could really use you in spirit tonight. Truth comes back, says, who are you talking to?
Also, what fucking, I mean, corny ass Punk.
You're the tag team champions.
Oh, Andre the Giant, I'm praying to you. We could really use you against these two midgets that we're going to fight.
Shady McDonough. Yeah. That's fine. Whatever. Backstage, Kayla Braxton and Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
Kayla says, who does he think is going to win King of the Ring tournament? And Ilya says, like I've said before, I am frustrated, but there is no shame in losing to the man that they call the main event.
He should have been like, I'm still going to win because I'm a magic human being.
This is the kind of fighter that sets the bar where you really need to break yourself to beat this man. But talking about a man who broke me several times, Gunther and Jay, and then Ricochet walks in. Ricochet says...
Ricochet walks in, apparently having just arrived from the Player Haters Ball. He's got like 3 pocket watches on. He's got like...
Oh, that's fucking good. I've been waiting for like an hour for you to talk about what you're going to do. That paid off. Ricochet says, look here, don't get it twisted, homeboy. I think you and I set the bar pretty high. So before you go saying anybody else's name, understand this, that just because you got the best of me one time, that doesn't mean that this is over.
What?
Not by a long shot.
Why? It wasn't even a rivalry to begin with. Yeah. And Ilya won. It was a great match, but Ilya won pretty definitively. Yeah. So I'm like...
No, you didn't hear what I said.
Go back to your haberdashery shop.
Holy shit. That's good. Mr. Havisham. Mr. and Mrs. Havisham. And then Braun Breaker spears Ricochet.
Oh no, Braun Breaker
into road cases.
I see Braun Breaker. I see a blur that looks like Braun Breaker, and then I see Ricochet turn into mist. Yeah. So I think he's gone. Like not even dead. I think he's like gone from this plane of his existence.
Spear.
He hit him like a bullet train, like a Korean 250-mile-an-hour bullet train.
Right.
And he just went poof, like gone. And I really love that Ilya Dragunov was just standing there like, all right, fuck him, I guess. And just walked off and got his borscht.
No, this is good that Ricochet chose this time to got his borscht. Oh, I'm slap happy at this point. Yeah, good thing Ricochet chose this time to address that one loss that he had to a guy that he has no prior feud.
Yeah, that they just randomly slapped together. Now I hate you because we had a great match that you won definitively.
It was cool that he held the speed title on his shoulder, though.
Did they just throw that belt in the trash right after he won it?
Yeah, they had to. Well, it's a speed
it also
title.
kind of feels like that show is a tournament every week. I really don't understand what's going on there.
No.
Also, 3 minutes is way too short. It should be 5-minute matches.
Yeah. Does anything ever not finish? Like, is there ever like a no finish? Like they go 3 minutes and 1 second? Like
not that I've seen. I don't know. I'm sure they'll find a way.
That seems like the most practical conclusion to most of those matches.
Yeah, like
we didn't have enough time.
Yeah, no, you can't hurt the guy enough.
No.
So,
you just have to play keep away for 2.5 minutes and hopefully hit him with a super kick.
I have to be like when you're playing 2K and it's like a real hard thing where you have to fight a bunch of different guys. I would do a similar strategy where I would just try to get the guy out of the ring and then hit him in the head with something and then get in the ring and just win by count out every time because everything else would just not realistic.
That's right. I got it.
Unless you're Braun.
Yeah.
You can just pulverize people with that spear.
I got a lot of good cards with that strategy. Can't do that in this one though. Got a new system in
I just downloaded it. I have it on PS5. I just got it through different means for much less money for the PC. So now I can build my actual with MJF's music and Dusty Rhodes coming out to Purple Rain.
Oh, that's
just got it yesterday.
That's not bad. Mm-hmm. In the ring, nope. In the empty arena prior to the show starting, we have Gunther.
I got a big one about this.
All right.
Because it was a whole vibe. Gunther now seems to be hosting a Netflix historical documentary or something. What with the walking down the stairs, speaking like a pretty actually good documentary narrator and dressed very much like a member of the intelligentsia. What is he doing here? He's got he's dressed like a teacher. Yeah. He's ambling down the stairs by himself, talking like Carl Sagan. What's going on? You're the murderer guy. You're the guy that almost killed Xavier Woods 2 weeks ago.
Well, not before he gives us the secrets of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a
But
lot
it felt
to
like
cover.
it was he was either going to be like a baseball documentary. He was just starting and he was going to narrate the rest of it or whatever. It's the weirdest promo. I appreciate that they're still trying new stuff, but like this is just very strange for me.
Anytime like this where they're very character driven, it's like when Kiss took their makeup off for that one record. And you're just like, what are you doing?
You could do heavy character, but like this is not what Gunther's character's been at all.
Oh, that's my point.
Like it worked when Sammy did it. Remember he was up in the stands because he was despondent and kept losing.
Sammy wears hoodies and he's the
exactly. It fits.
Yeah.
This guy was just like your least favorite teacher. And the way he was walking was like like it was produced, like he was being directed as a narrator of a documentary.
I agree. Ooh. Yeah,
I just realized
what happened?
Ricochet's beautiful suit got also evaporated.
That just means he gets another one.
just spawn.
That's fine. Yeah, he gets the tank with it too, because he has soul. So we have Gunther in the empty arena saying, well, I have to admit, just 10 months ago, I made fun of Jey Uso and I told him simple gestures for simple people.
Who are you talking to, Gunth? You don't have a microphone in your hand. I'm like, we don't know you got a lavalier in here. He's just walking 200 feet away talking. Like
they just catch him like ambling around.
Talking to himself.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, can you just mic up real fast? Like, this is just the best of what they caught. I did like that line, simple gestures for simple people. That made me laugh. And quite frankly, I was wrong because he turned himself into the hottest thing going on Monday Night Raw. He did not. He did not turn himself into Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And tonight, when Jey Uso will make his way to the ring, all those seats will be filled with thousands of people throwing their hands in the air, chanting his name, and filling this room with hope, illusion. Well, the bad news is I'm in the business of taking hope away and dragging people back down on the ground of reality, because tonight when main event Jey Uso takes on the Ring General Gunther in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament, it's not about who's the more exciting act on its way to the ring. It's about who's the better professional wrestler when that bell rings. And Jay, I'm sorry to say it, but you might be the most exciting showman in this company today, but in that ring, I am superior to you, and after that
this is true.
Final bell, all these people are going to embrace me. Already the general of this sacred ring, soon to be king of the ring.
So he's right about one thing. It is definitely, this is to show who is the better wrestler, but not between him and Jey Uso. It's to show who the better wrestler is between him and Ilya Dragunov, because which one of these two brilliant wrestlers can get a better match out of Jay?
Yeah. Yeah. For those watching on Patreon, Sully is doing Ilya Dragunov's conductor bit. Subscribe.
My guy.
Backstage, we have.
I'm getting his rookie card, maybe.
I was very happy this was the main event because I didn't have to watch the main event then. Despite it being a Gunther match, the Jey Uso edict did come into play.
It was a gentleman's three. Fine.
Yeah.
Gunther's shtick. That's why I want to see him face somebody like Dragunov, because it started getting a little stale.
Of course it is.
His matches kind of all go the same way, and they won't if he gets some more like interesting opponents. Sammy, like that wasn't a boring one because it went a different way. But like 80% of his matches the last like 6 months, kind of look like this match did.
Yeah. Well, it's better than anything the Judgment Day is doing. Because
he's still an excellent wrestler. He was just unfortunately in
a
the
segue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because we're backstage in the Judgment Day's clubhouse.
No,
that's okay.
Yeah.
You were going to get no argument from me that he was better than anybody in the Judgment Day. Damian Priest, my favorite Irish lad. You guys ready to go out there and bring those titles back home? And they said they're bringing the titles back home.
I just realized when they said that both those guys are Irish. I'm like, oh yeah. The fuck? How did I not recognize that?
Damian Priest moves on to Carlitos.
They should start an all Irish stable and have them dressed like leprechauns. It'd be Becky Lynch, Valkyria, Finn Balor,
McDonough,
and JD McDonough.
That's fine. And Sheamus. Yeah,
they're heavy.
Yeah,
he could wear like a leprechaun's hat.
Yeah,
carry a pot of gold around.
Those giant like off-white sweaters.
Like every Irish person
like
has.
Everybody.
But then if you look up how much they cost, they're like $1,800, and you're like, Irish people are mostly poor. How the fuck does everybody have one of these things?
They're just eating corned beef all the time.
You have to kill your own. There's no corned beef in Ireland. It's a fully American thing.
Yeah, we covered that actually.
Yeah, I wonder maybe you have to kill your own sheep for that sweater. that white cable knit
Shear
sweater that
yourself.
only Irish people have.
They never wrestle. They're just making sweaters for everybody. Back. I would love Becky Lynch if she's just shearing sheep and making sweaters.
And like not on TV. Yeah, it'd be great.
Jamie McDonough too, to be honest with you.
I watched some of his NXT stuff, and he can wrestle. They made him a little puss, and like it doesn't make sense.
There's a lot of that when they're transitioning up from NXT to WWE. They kind of neuter him a little bit. So we're back in the Judgment Day Clubhouse. Damian Priest says, Carlito, talking to Carlito, I heard about what you did to
Steve Van Zandt.
Oh yeah, without his mustache. I heard what you did to Cruz. But he's implying that Carlito was the one that attacked Cruz del Toro.
I thought he meant he let all the air out of Tom Cruise's tires.
No. That would be a way better story. They didn't mention anything about Carlito being the one that attacked Cruz del Toro until this point. I don't believe so. This is like how we find out.
Yeah.
You should, maybe more mum's the word. Like without a camera in your face. Like, hey, I heard you fuck that guy up. Like, maybe say it when the cameras leave. Word is that man's going to be out for a while. Damian Priest has so much information that not even the announcers don't have. That means the LWO is going to be pissed and looking for you. Carlito says, the LWO is coming after me, so I decided to strike first, and now I'm just laying low until the heat dies down.
Why does he know so much?
I don't know, but he was the security guard in Wayne's World.
He like putting cameras up in weird places. Are we going to find out he's like watching ladies in the bathrooms?
Yeah. Well, he is a... What do they call him? The bisexual Undertaker?
Yeah, yes.
So, but now he's like more like jovial and like
I'm a cool guy now.
Yeah, Triple H leading DX.
Yeah.
One Shawn Michaels left. Damian Priest says, till the heat dies down. He looks around, says, did I miss a sign that says APA? We're not your personal protection agency. You know that, right? That should have got a better pop.
Yeah, it should have.
Should have.
Always pouting, yes.
Yeah.
They should say that every time they say APA.
I agree. Dominic Mysterio pipes in and says, Priest, he came through for JD and Finn last week, which earned them this tag team title match you're having tonight. Damian Priest says, you did. That's exactly why you're welcome here this week. Just keep earning your keep. You know what I'm saying? Damian Priest goes back to JD and Finn. Kind of gives him a pep talk. JD walks out ahead, and Finn tells, Damien, I can't help but to think I wish it was me and you out there tonight. But I get it. You're the champion. And he walks off after a fist bump. And then Carlito says something about a Knicks. Did something happen in a fucking Knicks game? I feel like that came up.
Probably.
Yeah.
All I thought was like, there's too many people talking about too much stuff here, and I'm bored, and I don't understand.
It was
like,
I did like that they're teasing, like if Finn's like, yeah, you're the champion. I would love it if Finn Balor's the one that turns on Damian Priest and they have a fucking
great.
feud.
And then like took the belts off him.
Yeah.
Like to make up for when he won the original big red belt. And
then he usurps him as like the leader.
Boy, that would rule.
Yeah. I like that. I like that idea. Book that.
Yeah. Me too. I'm in. I'm in for that one.
Backstage, we have Shayna Baszler.
I think it started as a Leprechaun stable.
I was wondering why you're so quiet. You're just thinking about everything Leprechaun related.
I mean, Lyra Valkyria can speak Gaelic, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
That's how you call leprechauns.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you call leprechauns. I think you have to go to the bottom of a rainbow, right?
There's cereal there. I know that. Everybody see leprechauns? Say yeah.
Listen, go, whoo.
You're combining now.
Because they were like this, they came out like the same week, and they were always back to back. Anytime anybody spread them around, you got the leprechaun and the whistle go woo on the same like.
You should be up making breakfast.
You can be up making breakfast, something like that. And I could probably do those videos like sound for sound, not just word for word.
I thought this episode of Raw was more entertaining than it was.
It's only in the morning.
I'm so bored. Anyway, backstage we had Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, and then Sonya Deville appears. First time after, after 9 months.
It literally says, and a wild Sonya Deville appears.
Yeah, 9 months.
You don't have to say exactly the day. I'll tell you right now. We can cut through it. Sonya Deville's like, I have a proposition. And the new girl was like, oh, I'll listen. And then Shayna was like, fuck her, she's a liar. And then they left.
Next, we have the World Tag Team Championship match, which was Awesome Truth versus JD McDonough and Finn Balor in 14 minutes, 37 seconds.
Did not watch this match.
They put some red in the titles. So they look a lot better now.
I fast forwarded to see the win. Who won?
Yeah.
Because I was like, they can't take the titles off them already.
It was a comedy match. Truth does a hot tag, does 5 moves of doom.
There are 3 good wrestlers in this match.
Yeah. Stereo, 5 knuckle shuffles. Carlito tries to interfere, but he gets stopped. Then the Truth lie detector for a pin. Carlito puts JD's foot on the rope. Braun Strowman's music hits, tosses Carlito. Braun Strowman chases JD around the ring right into an attitude adjustment when he goes back in.
The only interesting thing, I did see this part. The only interesting thing about this match is Braun Strowman the only human being, only male in the history of like human existence.
Can I talk about his hair?
Well, yeah, in a way that's unique, I think. So he saw the hairline was going back like a few years ago, and he made the good decision to like just say, fuck it, you're right, it's going, shaved the head.
Yes.
Then years later, with the hairline further back now, he decides to grow it back into like a pompadour that starts like a monk, like Friar Tuck in the top of his head. Who shaves their head, loses more of their hairline, and then decides to grow like long hair back?
Guys with options. And he's got a ton of them, apparently.
I think he's got like a bunker underground and like some weird thoughts or something, because that's a strange thing to do.
Well,
it looked like a haircut from the Fifth Element or something. Like, really strange. And he had already done this. Like, what if Stone Cold came back and then he had like just a horseshoe like growing in all of a sudden?
That'd be
what
amazing.
The fuck are you doing, man? Like,
be amazing.
You made the right call 25 years ago.
Why hasn't he done that? Just for a goof.
I think he's too old school, and he'd be like, look like a goddamn accountant if I did that.
Oh, yeah, now he's...
Like, he needs to be tough still.
He's too busy worried about his non-appearances on his private ranch. Yeah. For his
I would have liked to pay him a little bit of money at WrestleMania, though, because that would have been...
We could have crowdsourced...
Would have been neato.
They should have put a GoFundMe up to get Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania, and we could have gotten him. We probably could have gotten Santino, too. I think they could have lumped in Santino.
Yeah, they could have.
You know?
They have all the money in the world.
And they're going to go get more this weekend. Just give Stone Cold the entire purse of Queen and King of the Ring. And
it'll pay dividends in the future because you get more fans that night.
Don't have the fucking Undertaker on the show. Nobody wanted
podcast taker too. It's not even the real Undertaker, who sucks himself. But
he got sweatpants and sweatshirt.
He's got Eddie Kingston's outfit on. Like,
I would have rather Eddie Kingston.
100%. I would have popped like crazy if it was Eddie Kingston. Because it'd be like, holy shit, what's Eddie doing here?
It would have been like a straight AEW alliance at the end. So yeah, that's the finish. So awesome truth pertain. So backstage, we have Becky and Lyra Valkyria. Becky says, "Congratulations, you're going to the Queen of the Ring finals. You got this." And Becky leaves.
I think Lyra in real life, like, shoot, is already like, I mean, you keep putting me in fucking things with this. I'm tired of having to listen to her talk off camera. She's telling me about her fucking daughter all the time. Yeah. It's boring as hell. Like, I know you have a book. You've mentioned it 25 times already.
She mentions it later on the show, too. Like, there's no way she's a face. She's clearly like an overzealous, like pompous asshole. Like, she's a fucking heel. But what would be worse is if they don't because they're not always the best at this. If they don't recognize what they're doing,
I'm not 100% sure either way.
Yeah,
it's possible that they are, because it seems so.
It's really on the nose.
Jesus Christ!
Points, like, because it comes down to an empathy thing. Like, if you say I'm a number one best, she says this in her promo later, but I'm a number one, a New York Times number one bestseller. Who the fuck knows what that feels like?
Yeah,
nobody.
No.
So like that's a useless thing to get someone. She's
not relatable in any way.
No.
And the other thing too, she keeps going like the little buddy thing. Lyra Valkyria is like on the verge of winning the fucking Queen of the Ring.
By herself.
You're the champ.
Yeah.
She is a huge threat to you. Stop acting like she's a little kid. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm not. Did I want Liv to win so fucking bad? But
me too.
I think they're gonna.
But I do like every time Liv comes on screen, she's like, "What a fucking! Is nobody else seeing this cunt?"
Yeah. Like, but before we get to that, so Lyra is walking away from Becky Lynch backstage, and she runs into Liv Morgan. Liv says, "Congratulations on your big victory tonight." And Lyra, under her breath, goes, "I'm not sure I buy that, Liv." And Liv goes, "Yeah, I'm actually surprised, too, that you didn't have Becky come and help you out like you helped her sneak attack me last week." I was really amazed at how smoothly she... And then she looks over Lyra's shoulders and says, "Speaking of the devil." Lyra turns to look to see who's there. No,
and then Liv Morgan teaches Becky Lynch how to throw a fucking work punch.
Sucker punches her.
And it looked real by comparison to the thing I showed you last week.
Absolutely.
That looked like my daughter when she was 4 punching me.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that she could be women's champion someday. by the time she's 12.
She does have the V trigger.
Yeah. Backstage, we have Sami Zayn and Bronson Reed. Best part of this promo is Sami Zayn has a dope propaganda shirt on. And
wait, isn't Sami Zayn and Otis now?
Not yet.
Oh, we got Sami Zayn paired with both fat guys.
So Bronson Reed and Otis, they're never on camera together, but they are in the same room together.
They just have to change the skin slider.
Yeah, but they can't. They don't have the technology. It's like.
It's weird when when you do the skin slider, it goes darker. All the talent sliders go also down.
Yeah.
You fix that glitch.
Did you ever notice there was an interest meter as well? Because that also goes down to pretty much zero. Sami Zayn, again, I forgot about propaganda, so I was listening to that.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That is a good.
I loved it.
I like the shirt too.
Yeah. Well, that's the shirt. Yeah. Bronson Reed said, Sammy, you don't need to be concerned with Chad Gable and his mind games because that's all they are. Mind games. Sammy, look into my eyes. I am soulless. All I care about is business and violence is how I make my money. So Saturday, I will use my body as a weapon to get my biggest payday yet. And by payday, I mean delicious candy bar. Some of that was not accurate.
The world's biggest payday.
Otis appears. Sammy says, oh, great. Look who it is. Guy who cost me my match.
I like this part.
I expected better out of you. Otis, I really did. I expect that crap from Gable, but not from you. I thought you were better than that. But maybe I'm wrong about you, though. Yeah? Are you proud of yourself? Because you shouldn't be. And Otis apologizes.
Otis looked like he was going to cry.
Yeah. This guy's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Zayn says, damn it, Otis. I know you're sorry because I know you're a good guy. Chad Gable is not a good guy. I know you think he's your friend, coach, whatever. Look, I've been in your shoes before. Trust me. Take it from me. The sooner you stop listening to him and you start listening to them, the crowd, you're going to be a lot better off. And then you hear Otis chants bleeding through the crowd.
People want to share him so bad.
This is really smart.
Yeah, I love the Otis
guy that
stuff.
had similar Sami Zayn, identical situation a year ago in a different faction. Actually,
it's like super similar.
But now juxtapose it to what Becky's doing to Lyra Valkyria. Sammy's actually giving practical good life
advice because he's a good person that has empathy and cares and
life experience in similar situations. And
I will say somebody online said that when they were next to each other doing this promo, it looked like a before and after picture. Because but I thought both performances were great here.
Yeah, stoked that Otis is getting more screen time.
Yeah,
I want to watch him all the time because even when he's in the background, just how he stands.
He
presents
the way everything about the way he moves, the way it's always like a something, a little and there's thought behind it.
Fucking entertaining.
He has it.
Yeah. Who does not have it is we're back to Rebecca Lynch in the ring.
Can't get enough of her.
Becky Lynch comes out and says, the man has come around to Greensboro, North Carolina.
She says a bunch of weird grammar stuff here that I thought of you the whole time. I'm like...
let's see how much of it I got. And in 5 days, I will be defending my title against Liv Morgan at Queen of the Ring. Now, Liv and I, we got a lot of history. We fought side by side. We fought in honor. We fought in bad blood. There it is. But in the many times we fought, she's never once beaten me. To a tepid reply from the crowd. Nobody cares.
Liv is cooler.
It's over. She's fucking over. She's relatable.
Yeah.
And that
doesn't hurt that she's fucking hot, but also relatable and very good at everything.
She got hotter somehow.
You know why? Because she speaks confidently.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
That is sexy.
Yeah. But the man has come around to Greensboro. That's confident, right? Yeah. That's a phrase people say. They all have their own. Like the man has come around. Jey Uso is now in your city, or the main event. Jey Uso
you know what?
Now in your city.
It's how bad it is. I accept every one of the Uso things ahead of all of Becky Lynch's stuff.
I actually don't mind that it is now in your city. Kind of thing. As we see later, Jay is still fucking entertaining.
He is more popular than Taylor Swift. Man. I thought that they were gonna have to bring in ambulances for people passing out when he came out on a show.
Taylor Swift.
Nice.
You belong to Yeet. But now
I was trying to do something loose. I can't.
Back to Becky. I know we got bad bloodline.
Bloodline. What's the
we're gonna do this
anti-hero? I can name there's gotta be something you can do an anti-hero in wrestling.
Related to Jey Uso.
Whatever. I'm Team Olivia Rodrigo anyway.
I got two. I got two under my belt. Becky says, but now
I wrote a whole song about Mang.
Yeah, you're ahead. Don't worry. But now we are dealing with a very different Liv Morgan. Yeah, she's hell bent on revenge, and now she's hitting people from behind, and she's bailing on fights.
Ooh, she's hitting people from behind.
And nice,
like a little strappy action.
She's pegging people from behind, and she thinks the strategy is going to be what it takes to beat me. And then Liv comes out,
and yet again decimates on the mic.
Liv goes, "The way you are gaslighting the WWE universe right now is literally insane. You punched me in the face last week, and I come out to retaliate, and I'm the bad guy. Then Damage Control comes out to attack you, so I leave because it has absolutely nothing to do with me at all. And all of a sudden, I'm scared to fight." And Becky's making like chicken noises in the ring.
Yeah, really relatable.
Oh, that's good. I think you might be a little confused, Becky, because I don't care about these other women. I barely even care about you. All I care about is my purpose, which is to complete the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. Also, big oversight that they're not selling like concert tour shirts for Liv Morgan.
That'd be great. That's a great idea. It's a great idea.
It's a tour. Like, come on, every city that they go to, or like whatever, make bullshit up.
So, I think what happened, because the timelines match up.
Yeah.
I think that both that Liv Morgan and Jack Perry got sent to some like special Hogwarts personality and promo school together, and like were locked in there for like over a whole winter or something, and that's how they came out as different people. Yeah. And then on top of that thought, I had Liv Morgan looks like Liv Morgan, and Jack Perry looks like Jack Perry. So if they were there together, they had every kind of sex that any human being's ever had in history.
Jack Perry is with the lovely Anna Jay.
He may have brought her along. I'm sure Anna Jay would be interested in Liv too. She's a very beautiful lady. She's from Florida.
Say no more. Becky Lynch, by the way, the mystical Hogwarts place you're talking about is the island of Japan.
Yeah, it is.
It seems to just...
Kurikan Hall.
It makes everything in wrestling better somehow. I didn't believe it either until like we started watching all the... So not only did Jack Perry make me a believer, but we're watching all these old Turnbuckle Time Machine episode pay-per-views. And it's like, oh, Japan really is a truly magical place for
yes,
it makes
absolutely.
Everybody fucking better somehow.
Because they never thought it was a joke over there.
No.
They always respected it. And like, even though it was like predetermined, they respected the hell out of it. So then it made the wrestlers respect the hell out of it. And they wanted to make it look realer.
Right.
And that's all. That's like it's simple, but it turned, that simple thing made wrestling awesome there.
Yeah. And if you'd like an example for how real it does look, tune into our latest Turnbuckle Time Machine of ECW Heatwave 98 to watch and Masato Tanaka get brutalized by Japanese-trained Mike Awesome and one of the hardest things to watch.
My favorite hardcore match of all time, Mike Awesome versus a rhinoceros.
Wow. Becky Lynch goes, "That's right, you finally figured out a purpose after being here for nearly 10 years. You finally figured out what the hell you're doing."
Multiple-time champ.
Huh?
She was a world champ. She was like a tag champ.
Also, what the fuck? Say this to Cody Rhodes. How about that?
Yeah.
He's more than 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Consistency.
Fucking Tamina.
No, she's still...
2011.
She's still trying to figure it out. She's still trying to figure it out. You finally figured out what the hell you're doing here. I can't relate. I have known my purpose since I've been 15 years old when I first walked into a wrestling gym.
Well, good for you.
I wrote a New York Times best-selling book about my purpose.
I actually yelled, "Good for you," like Patrick Bateman at the TV when she said that.
I wanted equality. I wanted to change the game. I wanted to break down barriers, break through glass ceilings. I wanted to main event WrestleManias.
I think Soraya already did that.
Yeah.
By the time you got there.
After 22 years, my purpose still remains the same.
Be the fourth best 4-horsewoman.
Yeah. Oh, then some. I want to make sure that when I leave this place, it is better than how I found it. But your purpose is revenge, okay? So if you get it, what happens next? By the way, thought here. Becky mentioned she wanted to headline WrestleManias and break glass ceilings. Mm-hmm. Her entire character during that time was someone based on a character hell-bent on revenge.
Yeah, she was a disruptor. She was like fucking a maniac because she was doing the Tarantino thing.
Kill Bill. So, and both of those movies are about her getting revenge.
But according to this, she's like an Olympic gymnast whose parents have had her on the same path since she was 4 years old.
And has the right to shit on somebody looking for revenge.
Yeah. Looking for revenge, which also like leads her on a path for the goddamn world title. So she's doing exactly what she should be doing as a wrestler.
And if anything, Liv Morgan's doing exactly what Becky did.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I couldn't stand that shit when Becky was like, "Oh, the man has to collect her debts." I'm like, you're not the fucking bride. Like borrow from it.
Yeah.
Don't be the like.
Also, the bride, like they tried to kill her and they killed all the people around her, and like different story.
No.
You got biffed in the face by a bad wrestler.
Yeah, made your life, made you extra millions of dollars. Liv Morgan says, "You're really, 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 really delusional, Becky. It's actually insane. The fact that you come out here and say, I break barriers, I break glass ceilings, the fact that that's what you actually think about yourself, I'm actually a little embarrassed for you right now because you are the most selfish person in this entire company."
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I know, shit, right? She doesn't care about you guys. She doesn't care about this place. All Becky has ever cared about is herself. What the crowd's doing? What shit?
Oh, she's incredible at this now.
What? You guys can't hear me? I know why. It's because all you have your head shoved so far up Becky's ass right now that you can't hear me. Great.
She's like
perfect. Like
I don't think she had that in the chamber. I think she came up with that on the spot.
Also, too, I didn't really hear the.
It was like she cuts it off so early now. Yeah. Like a few come out and she's like, "What?
Yeah.
What, motherfuckers?" Like
it was, and they like neutered it right away.
Yeah, that's why she's sexier now because she's confident.
Confidence is sexy. But thank you for not making everything about yourself and actually asking me a question about me. You want to know what's next after I complete the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour? After 10 long, hard years in the WWE, I will finally sit where I belong, which is at the top of this division as your new Women's World Champion.
It's crazy she's been there for 10 years, but
yeah,
she's so much better than she used to be.
Yeah, but she strikes me as someone that started when she was like 21.
I think she was 20. I think it was 2-0.
She's a child.
Yeah.
Like currently, she's a child.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch says, you bring these people into this. These people know that you're lying because one thing I know about these people is that you can't trick them. And when they know that I do everything for them.
She's not bringing the people into anything either.
No.
What's making sense?
I can't stand when they're like, these people know. These people know. It's like, we all have DVRs.
Yeah.
You should too.
And also we can hear how the people are reacting. So stop telling me what they think. Yeah. They're letting us know.
Don't speak for me. They know I give my best for them. They know that I'll always put my body on the line for them. And them, is this the grammar part? Mm-hmm. And them is here.
Exactly.
And you is here. And I is here.
I was like, are you having a stroke? What the fuck is going on here?
It's like she's learning like verb tenses.
Yeah,
it's
like somebody who speaks Tagalog trying to learn English.
Yeah.
Like Maricel still calls Rosie he sometimes because it's like the weird... It just doesn't cross over.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like here.
That's okay. She's a doctor. She's doing okay. But she's not the man. And
oh my God. I would be the man with a bullet through my brain if the man was my wife.
You'd be Sully Rollins. Sully friggin' Rollins.
I'd be Tyler Black because I'd be an AEW.
That's fair. And I came here looking for a fight. You didn't, though, because she's so like made up.
She does have cool pants on here.
She always has cool pants on.
Yeah.
So if you think you're worthy of being the champion, well, then why don't you come put your money where your mouth is and come down here and fight me?
Because there's a pay-per-view like right around the corner,
Liv
stupid.
Morgan replies in kind. So Liv teases getting in the ring, and then she bails, and Liv goes, I wish you could see how stupid you look right now. Wah, wah, wah. I want to fight. I'm actually going to do the smart thing, which is wait, because on Saturday we have a world title match. So I'm going to wait, and then on Saturday I will fight you and I will become the new Women's World Champion. Cry about it.
This is my favorite thing about what Kevin Owens does this kind of shit. She almost does a Kevin Owens here, but like if Owens was in the challenging position here and the champ was like, let's fight right now, Owens would be like, do you not watch the show? Like, we've been doing this for 20 years. You know how this works. We're on Raw right now. There's a pay-per-view on Saturday. Yeah. We're fighting for the title. It's obviously going to happen. It's a pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. Like, am I the only one that watches these shows back? Like, I love that, the Deadpool stuff that Owens does. And this is it's almost like that. She's like, what are you talking? The pay-per-view is Saturday, stupid. And we've been feuding on TV for weeks.
Liv's the best talker and women talker in this company.
Yeah.
Right? I can't even think of a second.
Look, there's different ones that have like Chelsea Green is very good at what she does. It's a different kind of thing.
Yes.
I actually really like Bianca.
Oh, I'm still maintaining she's the best female wrestler in the history of wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, she's in the conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Manami Toyota, it's going to be
Sure.
But Bianca can talk too. So but I think you're right. I think Liv probably is the best mic.
Yeah,
This is like the difference is so stark when it's just a promo train kind of thing, and it's Becky doing her thing, and Liv walking down, expressing a bunch of different kinds of emotions and natural human feelings, and like she's thinking of stuff on this fly, and like
reacting.
It seems
naturally.
And
she's not like these people. And look, she threw out a couple the fact that, and I'm like, Liv, and she made it work.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be a cliche or two that you like.
That's just her buying time.
You hear that a billion times as a wrestling fan your whole life too. So you're going to repeat a little bit, but she's awesome.
Her trying to formulate her thoughts, giving herself a couple extra seconds to do so. It's
Forbidden Door. Let's get a Tony Storm, Liv Morgan promo battle.
Yeah, Liv Morgan Tony Storm match.
That'd be great too.
I'd
like a Bianca Tony.
I was going to say, if we're going to make requests, I'd like Bianca Tony.
And a Mariah May versus Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah. And then if we could get, what else could we do here? CM Punk versus the Young Bucks.
Yeah, it might have made a little bit of money if they would have pulled the trigger.
Yeah, no shit, right? We're backstage at the Judgment Day again in the clubhouse. Damian Priest says, somebody want to speak and let me know what just happened. Carlito, didn't I just finish telling you that you need to earn your keep around here? There's confusion around who's supposed to handle Braun Strowman. And I'm not sure how JD McDonough could have been since he was in the fucking match, but they kind of hinted why don't you take care of Braun Strowman? He's like,
because I'm 5'2", and he's the giant.
I was preoccupied with a scheduled match.
He's like the Mountain's brother. Yeah. Now with that haircut too, I'm not sure if he's all quite right there in the head anymore. Like I'm afraid he's gonna try to eat me or something.
He's got Doomsday Prepper vibes. Damian Priest says for JD to go to Pierce and ask for a match with Strowman next week. To handle the big man.
This it feels like fetch quest stuff in video games. A lot of this stuff on this Raw.
Yes.
Just get to the point.
Yeah.
I don't need you telling you to do that, and then you say you can't, so you're going to tell this to do that.
It's taking a long time to get to a point that I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy the payoff.
No, like the pay-per-view's right here.
Yeah.
You should be already at the point.
They're booking for whatever's in June already.
When's SummerSlam?
August? September? Something like August feels right. I think they have Money in the Bank coming up.
Oh yeah, that's always pretty good.
I think that's in London or some shit.
Oh shit, that'll be great then. Anything overseas will be great.
Maybe let's see. Where is Money in the Bank 2024?
My two favorite promotions right now in wrestling are AEW and WWE when they're not in America.
I'm technically Toronto.
It's all right. It's not the best Canadian. It can be. That's where Omega and Ospreay had that super hot match, but I think you need to have Torontons on the card.
Torontons.
We need more Europe, more Europe really, but Puerto Rico. I know it's country, but down there, do a show in Mexico. Yeah. It'd be nuts.
Yeah. In a traditional Mexican venue.
Yeah. How about you borrow CMLLs? It's got 16,000 seats that they fill every week.
Conan did induct Ray into the Hall of Fame. They got a relationship. Damian Priest goes on and says, guys, we need to get back on track here. Real talk, I don't even recognize this anymore. And then he walks away and Balor goes, he's right. The wheels have fallen off here.
I don't even recognize us anymore, honey.
We need to get we need to get back on track.
When do we lose this spark?
We need to go talk to Pierce right now. This is boring.
It's terrible.
It's not good. Who the fuck is Damian Priest wrestling? King of the Ring?
I don't know.
For real.
Is it Drew? Or Drew's still out?
He's not clear. He doesn't have a match?
Why is he on TV so much then?
I don't know. Oh, we got to do our picks. We'll talk about that after.
Yeah. Probably wrestled Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Doing double duty.
It's fine. We're in the training room.
He's wrestling with his own failure.
We see Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and Xavier just gets cleared. Karrion Kross and Scarlett walk in. Karrion goes, oh, so what's the verdict? Are you cleared? Good. Listen, I just want to lend you my support. You've been through a very, very rough stretch, and I just wanted to remind you that there's always more time to turn things around. And my big takeaway here is for a guy that's supposed to be like a Mad Max post-apocalyptic guy, his jacket is way too nice and clean.
It is. I said my note was, though, Killer Cross needs desperately to go on a Japanese excursion and get put through the ringer, like in the ring.
Yeah.
Because if he ever like learns to wrestle even okay, he's gonna be a huge star.
His character work. This is fucking awesome.
Everything he does on screen is magnetic.
It's awesome.
He just needs to wrestle better.
Yeah. Speaking of wrestling better, I there was wrestling next. I just wrote slop, total slop, slow, waiting around too much.
Who was it? I don't know.
It was the Fatal 4-Way Women's #1 Contender match between
Oh,
Dakota Kai, Kairi
yeah.
Sane versus Katana Chance and Caden Carter versus Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile.
I have it as Caden Katana and Carter Chance. 'Cause they may as well be the same person.
Yeah. The finish, and also Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, who won because they power whoever the fuck they pinned. Zoe power bombs Shane. She does like a power bomb and throws the girl over her head, so backwards into Shayna doing like a rising knee. It's cool.
Shayna looks tough again, 2 weeks in a row, so I'm taking that as a win.
Yeah.
Katana Chance and Carter McGillicuddy or whatever. Their whole thing is that they like to go dancing and they lose every match. Why? That's not an angle.
She was on like an American Ninja Warrior person.
Okay,
and
she
like
should have been an American, learn how to wrestle and have a gimmick.
Yeah, because I remember a couple years ago, the first Women's Royal Rumble, she did like the weird like Spider-Man spot where she said, and they're like, oh, she's American Ninja Warrior.
But like their character for 2 years has been,
No,
we like to party and we lose
you.
every single match that we wrestle. Might be time to change your game plan.
Well, I mean, do something because there's zero mention of them having any character on shows anymore.
Yeah, that's the difference between when I was saying give Ivy Niles a character trait.
Yeah.
Like partying is not a character trait; that's a behavior. It's like Duke the Dumpster Drosy or like whatever, or the Goon. It's a thing you do. That's not a personality type. Yeah. It's personality type is be like a narcissist or like empathy. Have a lot of empathy, like Sami Zayn, like something like that.
Or like,
going and dancing and then losing all your matches is not a personality trait.
She really sensitive to pollen. Can't wrestle.
It's a trait.
It's something. Ivy Nile not in town tonight. Be pollen count is a little high
on his own. It wouldn't be, but like very sensitive to pollen, which makes you short-tempered, and you are then more often disqualified in your matches.
See?
That is a personality trait.
And then you can't breathe, and then you no-show events because you don't want to not breathe.
And then you get fired by Tony Khan, and you're like, I don't know why we got fired. And Tony Khan's like, because you missed dates, like on Twitter.
I can't breathe.
And they're like, we didn't miss dates. We just missed these 3 dates.
Yeah. Cody, did you see how many bees were in the neighborhood? Can't be having all these bees. Kayla Braxton was backstage with Ludwig Kaiser. What the fuck did I say I was going to call him? Doesn't matter. Kayla asks him, is Gunther overlooking Jey Uso? Kaiser writes, nice little talker here.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiser says, overlooking the ring general has proven several times that he's superior to anyone out there. I personally just hope that Jey Uso is going to take the loss better than Sheamus did. Remember Sheamus? The guy who used to love to fight? The guy who used to let his fist do the talking for him? Last time Sheamus used his fist, he used it to pound down on the keyboard of his computer at home because it turns out that your legendary Celtic warrior is nothing but a keyboard warrior. So let me tell you the absolute truth about Sheamus here. Sheamus' career is going 2 ways from here. Either he's going to stay home and he's going to protect his legacy, or he's actually going to dare to come back just for Ludwig Kaiser to put him down like old Yeller. And then he walks off, and Drew McIntyre walks in. God damn it, it was refreshing to see him.
My only complaint about AEW last week is the complaint right here. This should have been out in front of people because it was great, and I would rather he do this in front of people.
Yeah.
It does brighten my day when I see him come on the screen now.
He was so, like, I didn't realize, like, again, like these shows, I'm taking notes so much that I'm like, am I enjoying the show or not? And then like my body will tell me when I see something I truly love.
You perk
I'm like,
up.
oh god damn!
Yeah.
Oh wait, what does that mean? I didn't enjoy the rest of the shit. And it turns out I did not, because it was fine. A lot of talking.
There was a couple of real big gems, couple of women's matches, particularly on each show. They were really good.
Matches, Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Liv Morgan.
Surprisingly, I enjoyed the shit out of LA Knight.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was all right too.
Yeah.
I'm not going as far as you, but like he did his job.
Like he was just the fact he stood out as much as he did to me. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, all right, this is fun.
Yeah, he made an effort for
absolutely. Sure. But yeah, McIntyre walks in and McIntyre says, "Oh, hey, probably wondering what I'm doing here. I'm wondering what I'm doing here, too. See, Adam Pearce, in his infinite wisdom, decided not to use one of his biggest superstars on Raw tonight, but he wanted me here to be live after medically disqualifying me against my will to watch Jey Uso in my King of the Ring spot.
Yeah, good thinking, Adam. Why don't you put Braun in another match with a jobber?
Yeah, and not give me any time to speak. Screw that and screw him. The people want Drew McIntyre, and I'm going to give them Drew McIntyre. Let's talk about that paper champion, Damian Priest. He thought he got one over on me last week. Nobody gets one over on me unless I let them. I had nothing left to say. I got what I wanted, my world title rematch. I'm playing chess, and he's playing with his guy liner. He's also spreading himself too thin. It's Seth all over again. The LWO, the tag titles, Braun, Carlito. Mate, I'm going to give you more free advice. Stop it. Focus on the championship because we're going to have a match eventually. WrestleMania, I beat a real champion, and soon I'm going to beat you too, as you were. Loved that.
He's going to kick Damian Priest's head off.
I beat a real champion, and I'm going to beat you too.
Oh, yeah. Like backhanded.
Cook, motherfucker. Cook.
He's the best.
Backstage, we see Chad Gable with the Creed brothers, which got me excited immediately.
I'm not. I want to get excited, but like,
they're teasing
do
it. They're yucking it up, and Otis walks in, and the Creeds exit, and Gable says, he tells the Creeds to think about what he said. So that's where this is going, right? So they're just breadcrumbing.
I just thought it was going there 3 weeks ago. At all.
Because now, like, Otis is interesting. Like, they're
I know. I love the Otis stuff. I should. Yeah.
How dare you? Gable says, there he is, my number one guy. Where you been? Otis says, I went to apologize to Sammy. And Chad says, apologize? Why would you? Oh, I see what you're doing. You're tugging at his heartstrings, making him think you feel bad. Softening him up for Saudi. That's smart. That's why you're my number one.
You're not very perceptive, Chad.
Now, look, I got your ticket, your passport, all your documents, like always. You're ready for Saudi, right? Otis nods. Because we are going to win my Intercontinental Championship
I'm gonna have you
together, right, Otis?
Kill the Crown Prince.
Yeah. Otis nods. Chad gets closer to his face each time he asks, right? Otis says, right. Quietly. Chad says, no, I want to hear you say it. Otis says, no matter what. Which is a callback to when they repledged their shit a couple weeks ago.
So the face thing can go real south. Like, if you do anything wrong, and he did everything perfectly because it felt very intense. Yeah. Didn't feel weird or funny. He was a quarter inch from his face, and it felt like, closer. Oh my god,
camera was tightening up every time.
It was the right kind of feeling he was given.
Gable reacts when Otis says, "No matter what." Gable reacts like he's President Scrooge sniffing down a can of air in Spaceballs. I wrote, just like President Scrooge.
I really got to start a list.
I'll see you on the flight. Business class, only the best for my number one, which I liked.
He needs 2 seats, right?
Otis?
Yeah.
Well, business class are wider anyway. Business class, you can lay down. They give you a real pillow.
Yeah, but like, awesome. I'm like big, but normal big, and like this business class, I'm still like kind of up against the sides. Otis is like 5 feet wide.
Probably two for him. Backstage, we see Jey Uso. So tonight's the night. There is no tomorrow.
It's like Michael Jackson coming out in 1985.
Yeah.
100,000 people.
Outside in like the parking garage. The door is shut. This was like an unnecessary thing, but it was fucking neat.
Yeah. I just like that they keep trying different stuff.
Yeah. It's the semifinals for the King of the Ring tournament. Main event Jey Uso versus the Ring General Gunther. Last time I met you, Us, I almost had you. We have unfinished business right here, Us. No, you don't. Why do they say that?
Yeah.
You lost.
He lost.
Yeah. Now that you've highlighted, I'm going to fucking...
The Ricochet one, unfinished business, like he defeated you soundly. Yeah. It was a good match, but you lost very clearly.
It's like if we played a game of chess right now and like I soundly beated you, and next week you're like, we have unfinished business. It'd be like if we were in a chess tournament and you beat me, and then you were going to face the next person that won their bracket, and I was like, wait. You need to face me again because we have unfinished business. It's better.
Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
tonight I finish your job. You're gonna catch a yeet down. And I'm gonna catch a crown. It's main event time, Oos. And then the garage door opens behind him, and he walks from the parking garage to the ring.
I bet Jey Uso is fun to like play Madden with.
Oh, for sure.
He's got to be great hang.
He's got punch hole in the walls when you miss a field goal vibes.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
Yeah. I had a roommate like that in college. He's very impulsive. Nice guy, but he'd miss a field goal, and then the next morning I would like notice him patching up a wall. I'm like, you win? He's like, no.
I grew up with like kid around the block. Nick Mall, if you're listening, he must have broken 20 NES controllers in the time that
Jesus.
like a 2-year period of me going over and playing like games with him, because every time he lost, he had no way of processing and he would throw it off the wall. And they were not inexpensive in 1987. Like,
no. My note for the match is Uso Edict, which means I did not watch the match.
Yeah.
I did see that the finish was Gunther got a rear naked choke on Jay for the W.
I watched it because I was curious about my theory, and I was right. Ilya is the better wrestler of the two. They're both very, very good.
Yeah.
Ilya is better, and I think he's got a better future.
Yeah. Well, no doubt.
I love it.
Yeah. But now we get Gunther versus either Randy Orton or Tama Tonga in the finals of the King of the Ring in Saudi Arabia.
The Randy Gunther prospect is very interesting.
Exciting.
It's a very interesting matchup, especially with like the most recent return to Randy that seems to have altered kind of the way he does things, and he seems like he's given more of a shit about stuff too. So, like, I mean, he had a good match and an okay match so far, which is one more good and one more okay match than I've seen from Randy Orton in the last 25 years.
I just like that he's given more, man.
I saw movement out back. I'm like, why? I think it's just a big moth. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I thought somebody was trying to break into my house just now.
Oh, hope not.
No. Me too.
Oh, it's right at the end of the pod. So
unless it's
convenient.
Becky Lynch, and then we can tie her up and ship her off to another country.
How you doing? Start with
maybe she is. Maybe it's like Mercedes. Like, she is a heel and she knows it, and they're just doing it subtly.
Yeah.
I hope, because it's bad.
We'll see. But yeah, that is the go home Monday Night Raw for the King and Queen.
Oh, I didn't do main event of the evening for any of the things today. It's pre-pay-per-view. It's hard to think about anything as a main event of the evening.
Save it for next week.
All right, so we have a weekend of fun in the sun watching pro wrestling. One incredible looking show and one pretty interesting looking show.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't already listened, go check out our AEW podcast, dropping at the same time. We're also going to do right now a little shorty guy, like short form video and audio podcast where we will do our picks for both pay-per-views. Although for the title, for Dave's current title, soon to be mine, the Big Four pay-per-view picks are the only ones that are considered. So whoever wins the picks for Double or Nothing is going to be the new champ. So check that out too, guys. Thanks, as always, for being with us. Hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.